Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. And I'm just going to let some time go by for a little while. Let a little bit of time go by, man. See if somebody come in here. How everybody doing? I think I'm going to go with this one, y'all. We're trying to get set up in this camp. I'm just here behind the screen. Getting everything up. Yeah. Just getting set up in the background. Trying to get everything right. You fear me? With everybody that come inside the building. I'm just getting a couple administrative things going on because it's me, myself, and Irene. You feel me? I'm in the building. Who in the building? And this is really for us to talk about. This is for us to have a conversation about this. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me to just do a monologue. You know what I'm saying? I want some input. I'm going to drop a link. You can get it off your chest, and we can get some perspective. And by the way, we are burner account friendly. I know I got some people out here that don't really like me. They like me, but they don't. They watch me, they look, they listen. I'm burner account friendly. I'm just gonna put that in the description so everybody knows you are welcome to use your burner account. You might not want to show no affiliation. I get it. I'm just trying to get everything up, y'all. Getting my branding right. You know what I'm saying? Getting my branding right. Couple little back, because I did this kind of spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? And welcome chat. Enter the building. All right, let me see. What's going on, y'all? What's up, man? I just figured, man. I said, man, it's been a lot on my mind as far as this boxing talk, man, and it's real interesting because the climate of boxing is changing right now, and I don't know if everybody really realizes what's going on right now, because it's a time when we can pick and choose, legacy. We're picking and choosing between legacy and money. Well, we know money is the main thing, because these boxers do get hit in the head for a living. We understand that. You know what I'm saying? We do. My dilemma is, from fight to fight, we change whether or not we want to be consistent with holding people's feet to the fire when it comes to certain things. And I think in the boxing conversation right now, I think we're going past the point of reasoning to a certain extent, when it comes down to talking boxing, because I can admit that I'm a diehard Spence fan. I'm a Bud fan, but I'm also a diehard Spence fan. When it came to the politics of the fight and documenting everything leading up into that big showdown, I would say that I didn't like a lot of the moves that were made on Bud's end. I didn't like the things where Earl got himself into trouble and caused himself to be inactive. At a point in time, I guess the hardcore in me liked the fact that he got a tune-up, but part of me was saying that he needed, a tune-up, but he went in there and did what he did with Danny. He went in there and did what he did with Ugas. I was mad that he actually missed the Pacquiao fight. But my whole thing is the level of consistency that we have when it comes to talking boxing and holding people's feet to the fire, and how it changes from fighter to fighter. And right now, it's almost like it's a whole, I guess you could say it's like a spoiled brat community out here. And all they want to talk about all day, every day is, man, ain't no excuse, man. He got his beat, and I'm like, okay. We understand. He understand that he got his beat. You know what I'm saying? He got tore up. We understand that. We really do. But at the same time, it's like don't act like nobody ain't got knocked out or got hurt or he got stopped. He didn't even get knocked out. He got stopped. And for the condition that he looked from start to finish to be able to go 9 rounds, he's a soldier. The whole thing is there were point in times before in marquee points in the timeline leading up to that fight where you could say it was questionable behavior on both sides, but it was really questionable behavior from pound for pound number one. But it's like now, now that he's won, it's like we want to erase all of the history of that. And some of us just say, look, man, it wasn't no excuse. I didn't understand why Earl finally came out and gave an excuse. And again, I'll be the first to tell you, man, I'm an advocate for a lot of fighters, but I already knew that was going to be what everybody wanted to hear. But the crazy thing is, this is where we at in the conversation. Everybody's stuck in that part of the conversation now. And I don't understand, let's do. Salute the Reese in the building. Morrell stops Benavidez, Canelo, Turbiev, and Bivol. Hey, okay, Reese. But yeah, I'm a fan of the talented Mr. David Morrell, man. I am. I'm a big fan of the talented Mr. David Morrell. The first time, I think the first time when I told my lady about David Morrell and we was watching one of the fights, man, he won us like $465 that fight. So ever since then, my lady like, when that light skinned fight, you know what I'm saying? When he, because you know what I'm saying, she already know he going there, he's a straight killer. But in the conversation when we talking about boxing, right? It's like I find myself in it's happening more and more often. That's why I said, man, let's come out here and talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's come out here and really get to the heart of some things, because I think that Reese said real. I feel your dog. Thanks for that again, homie. But in the grand scheme of conversations when it comes to these boxing talks and really like measuring and gauging how everybody feels, because I call this channel this is the pulse of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I call this the pulse of boxing. Sometimes I mess with a lot of channels. It's a lot of channels that I got respect for. I know how hard it is to make content. I know it's challenging. I know that it can take more. So I go and I rock with a lot of different channels. Some channels I rock with, like, I agree with like 95% of what they say. Sometimes it's 80. Sometimes it's like I only listen to certain channels when they're talking about certain people. That's all I want to hear. I've seen enough to know that there's some bias built in. I think we all have our bias. Mine is I have a southpaw bias. I like the southpaw, but I do see people that are orthodox that are in my boxes to watch, that I watch, that are, that I say, man, I can tell you all about them, what they do, what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, if that's going to be a good fight against them. All of that, but that's just an inherent bias. I mean, like when you first turn in, I'm looking at the stance. Like, okay, he fights southpaw. Okay, all right, cool. Because I fight that way, so I kind of understand it. So that's one little bias. You know what I'm saying? But like we all have them, depending on who you see, what style you like. Some people like the pure boxer. Some people like the box puncher. Some people like the aggressive pressure fighter. It's just people have their different styles and their different preferences. But in the conversation of boxing talk, I'm finding myself now listening to a lot of people that are stuck in the conversation between Bud and Spence. Now we really don't know about the rematch. We're kind of really in the dark about the rematch. Some people started rejoicing, saying it wasn't going to happen. Some people are saying that they were. But like that's point number one. I want to get this on wax. Point number one is, yeah, it could be messed up. You could say that it's messed up if Earl decided to wait and have the surgery. As a Bud fan, you could be like, man, that's messed up, man. Man, he could have did it. Now he gotta wait, and you don't know all the terms and all this. Yeah, you could be like, man, that's messed up, man. Like I should be able to go out and fight. So the Bud fan, you could. However, if you were not saying that was messed up when Bud left Earl at the altar and went to go get that bag from Avenetian, you can't be the loudest voice in the room crying right now. You can't be crying about it right now. Like, if you weren't just as loud saying, oh man, how you gonna go fight Avenetian? How you gonna leave Earl? If you wasn't loud back then, you can't be loud right now. That's the first thing. And Hakeem salute to Hakeem F. Who you got, bro, on Ryan Garcia worth rolling? Man, I got Ryan, man. I got Ryan. You know what I'm saying? I got Ryan. But that's the first point. Like, if we're gonna be fair or honest, if you were not just as loud when Bud left Earl at the altar, you can't be that loud about that topic now. You know what I'm saying? And if you weren't paying attention to the chain of events that was going on leading up to that fight, it's real irresponsible to give a hard take on it because you got a large audience now. If you wasn't following, you wasn't following. You can't be in a circle jerk trying to circle jerk one person when you don't even know the facts and you just gonna ride because of what somebody told you or somebody you saw said it and you like their personality because it kind of made sense when they said it, but you were not paying attention when it was going on. That's the second thing. Now, I want to ask something. Like, everybody believes that Canelo Alvarez should fight David Benavidez, right? I would say that El Cotto, salute for coming in. Morrell stops Benavidez for his autograph. That was pretty clever. But we can assume that everybody wants Canelo to give David Benavidez a shot. And some might agree that might be considered a passing of the torch type fight, right? Because David Benavidez grew on me. He won me over after the Caleb fight, and then he really he just made me not want to bet against him after the Andre fight. You know what I'm saying? I do know it's a killer in David Morrell. You know what I'm saying? I do know it's a killer in David Morrell. But yeah, I know it's a killer in David Morrell out there, you know, but I'm thinking, like, as far as when we eliminate some of these things, like, because people get real funny when you start saying, all right, this fighter against this fighter. You're going to hear somebody say, oh, who has he fought? You know, who has he fought? Name 5 people on the resume that such and such can't stop. All these politics stop popping up. And it's like, hold on, dog. I just want to see David Benavidez fight Canelo Alvarez. I want to see Canelo Alvarez fight David Benavidez. I was one of the ones that actually wanted him to allow Bivol to come down to 68 and fight him at 68 because Bivol knew that at 75 he would not get credit again for fighting him again. So he's like, no, let me come down to where you at, to where you actually have something to lose, because you fight me again at 75 and you lose, you're just gonna say, well, look, again, that's just really not my weight class. It's almost like what Jermell Charlo is gonna probably say or do when he comes back down and say, look, man, I went up there, I dared to be great, and I lost. This wasn't, that's not mine. So now I'm gonna go to 60 or 54. We don't know yet, but we can reason that that's gonna be the reason. So that's why Bivol wanted to come down to 68. Canelo and them didn't want to do it. And because they have loud voices and people that push things for them, the narrative was that Bivol ducked when that couldn't be further from the truth. Bivol wanted credit this time. He was especially saying, like, hey, look, it's the same approach that Canelo is kind of taking with Bud now. He's saying, look, man, I'm not going to get credit for this guy. Like, we just seen what happened with Jermell. Jermell didn't put up the fight that he would normally fight. His numbers, I'm a numbers guy. Jermell was one of my guys. You know what I'm saying? So I know the numbers. I know what he's capable of doing. I know how many power punches he do. I know how many body shots that he throw. You know what I'm saying? His numbers weren't right. His attempts wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna try to get 30 points, man, you gotta at least shoot that thing like 14, 15, 16 times. Like, you gotta get those numbers, but he wasn't putting the attempts up to even try to make it a fight. So I know now he has an excuse. Oh, I dared to be great. I didn't like it. That wasn't for me. Blah, blah, this, blah. So Canelo is now saying, hey, I'm not really going to get no credit for Bud. I'm not going to get no credit for Bud. I'm on the fence. I'm like, hey, if they figure out a way to make it happen, then cool. If Canelo say, hey, man, whatever, I'm doing my own thing, like that, you're not on my radar, I'm not going to cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cry about it. But what I am going to do is say that since we want to hold Canelo Alvarez to a certain standard in a passing of the torch standard with David Benavidez, how come the conversation changes when it goes from Terence Crawford over to Jerron Boots Ennis? That's the question. Like, why is it, if somebody say, all right, man, well, let's do the passing of the torch, because you can arguably say that Floyd Mayweather, even though Canelo wasn't successful at his torch passing, it just gave him the recognition, almost like, kind of like the I guess like how Tank and Rolly or whatever, how he got more publicity, or how Cruz got more publicity after the loss or whatever, even though it wasn't those big age differences. They were trying to make it sound like it was a paradigm shift when Canelo was going to fight Mayweather. It was supposed to be like a change in the guard, or the next greatest whatever, you know, whoever was going to take over was going to be the one to determine that. Well, Floyd Mayweather put on a solid dominating clinic. You know what I'm saying? Canelo really couldn't do anything in that fight, and he just showed it was pure domination. You know what I'm saying? So, El Cotto, facts. So, in that sense, it was like, okay, Floyd gave Canelo an opportunity. Now, Canelo didn't win that fight, but he did kind of like grab the mantle. You know, it wasn't up until recently now that his numbers, somebody else is popping up on the scene that has the ability to be able to rival his numbers. That wasn't until recently. You know what I'm saying? The Tank they has been developing him and getting him up to where he wanted to be, and building up his cachet and the demand, and making him the attraction that they always said that he was. So his numbers are just now coming on the scene. But as far as a passing of the torch, it would go to Terence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis. Just like we want to see Canelo Alvarez take on David Benavidez and give him his shot. So when it's all said and done, when they all retired and they all if they all making it to the Hall of Fame and they do what they're doing and they have to get the chance to rub elbows, they don't have any regrets. They're not going to sit up there and have that conversation as to, well, why y'all never fought? Well, why y'all never fought? What would have happened? Because right now, man, the biggest fights live on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? The fights on YouTube and the way the fans go at each other and how they be eating at each other and getting at and taking digs and ready to pull up and shoot and drop your location and all that like that. The biggest fights are going on online, and it's crazy because the fighters not fighting. The fighters don't have no intentions. The fighters saying, "Oh, what does he have to offer? Why does he?" It's like it's crazy how we get all hostility, man, when it's not something to our liking. You know what I'm saying? Salute the Cookie Monster. Body work. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how when it's not to our liking, we'll find a way. Like, oh man, that don't make, you know what I'm saying? Now, there are instances, right? There are instances where, like, business-wise, it just don't make sense. Like, it ain't even no need to talk. But then there are instances where everything is right there in front of you. Everything is right there in front. Everything to be had. There's no real red tape, and we'll still play that. Oh man, well, why would he deserve a fight? Who has he? It's like you got a better option. Like you got a better option than what's put on the table. So I think that some perspective need to be made. Some perspectives need to be made, and one of the perspectives that I believe need to be made is that people got to understand. It was this Andre Ward interview, Unguarded. No, Relentless. It was just Relentless. I pulled it up. I looked at it. It's an episode called Relentless. With Terence Crawford, he sits down with Andre Ward. Right? And I'm gonna play you what Terence Crawford said. Now, this came out, this was on November the 9th. And we're gonna do the homework. This is gonna be called classwork. Because I give out homework all the time, and some people do their homework, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm gonna be a good professor, and I'm actually gonna I'm actually going to show you guys right here what my point is, so that you can't make it seem like it's personal against Bud, because fans make, man, I know Bud and Bowman and all, they be like, man, why they always, it's like, it's not us, man, it be your fans, dog. It be your fans, man. Your fans make it go somewhere else where it really don't. Your only fans, anyway. Your only fans make it go somewhere where it really don't really be going, man. Like we always taking shots, man. Bud is a good dude. He's a wonderful father. He got his state on lock. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. Everybody knows that he's that guy. He did something that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see him doing that to Spence. I was devastated. I'll tell you that. But I'm a realist too. I call him the closer in my boxes to watch. That's why he's in the intro. He's the closer. That's when he let. Like, if you let him get you hurt, he's gonna shut the door. That's not a mystery. But I want to play this because I want to give some context to this point that I'm making that always seem to go over everybody's head, because I noticed that a lot of the Bud only fans, they are real sensitive. I said, you know what? Let's do some sensitivity training. You know what I'm saying? They get real sensitive about certain things, but I said, let's do some sensitivity training. So I'm gonna play this. Real quick. I'm gonna pause the music. We can really get this. We can get this point across. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't get it right now, and you catch this on the playback, at least you can do your homework at that time. But we're gonna do some classwork at this time. We're gonna do some classwork. So listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
It's kind of hard to put me in the conversation with the all-time greats, being that they all had dancing partners. They all had all those top fighters that was fighting each other that would allow them to be great. I didn't beat some good fighters in my days, but at the same time, it wasn't no pound for pound against pound for pound. It wasn't no Hagler versus Hearn or no. Those fights are the fights that elevate you to being one of the greatest that there is. And I didn't have those big names to share the ring with.
Okay, so did you hear that now? For classwork purposes, class, I would like for you to understand that this video, Relentless, this aired on November the 9th of 2020. This interview, and if you can pull it up, go ahead and pull it up, but I'm going to play it again. So we all can get an understanding of what Bud just said, okay? Just so we can get some clarity now. We're going to go ahead and get some clarity now. I'm going to play it again. What he said. Now, this interview, Relentless, two OGs in the game. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward, Terence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Current pound for pound and arguably one of the best fighters to ever lace up in Andre Ward. Sat down and had an interview. This interview was on November the 9th of 2020. I'm going to play it right now.
I think that's what makes me different than other fighters. It's kind of hard to put me in the conversation with the all-time greats, being that they all had dancing partners. They all had all those top fighters that was fighting each other that would allow them to be great. I didn't beat some good fighters in my days, but at the same time, it wasn't no pound for pound against pound for pound. It wasn't no Hagler versus Hearn or no. Those fights are the fights that elevate you to being one of the greatest that there is. And I didn't have those big names to share the ring with.
Now, everybody heard what he said. Okay, Mike, you like, well, Mike, what does that mean? Well, let's go back. Let's go look. Let's go back. Let's go. If you have an opportunity right now, let's go to BoxRec. You know what I'm saying? Some of us like BoxRec. Some of us know how to use it and what it's really used for. You know what I'm saying? Some of us know how to use it. So we're going to go over to Terence Bud Crawford. We're talking about, this was November the 9th of 2020. We're going to go to Terence Bud Crawford on BoxRec, and we're going to see what happened. This is the point because everybody don't really have a point when they talk about Bud. They want to be contrary, and then they say, "Oh man, why y'all always hate, man? Why you always being? See, man, y'all just got a problem with, man. Like it's like, nah, dog. Nobody's hating, man. Nobody's hating, man. Just get to your point. You know what I'm saying? Or either answer my question or ask me why am I wrong for asking about this? Because I'm one of the fighters that actually pay for his fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to lower your tone because you are one of the ones that don't even pay for his fights. So, I'm going to pull it up. We're going to go to Terence Bud Crawford on BoxRec. And we're going to look up his resume. Let's see. Terence Crawford. BoxRec. And I'm looking at his BoxRec. 40-0 with 31 knockouts. Make sure I'm on the right one. That's Bud. Number one out of 387, number one out of 2,195. So just so you know that I'm looking at the same box rec as you. 40 bouts, he got 233 rounds, 77.5 KOs. His career is from 2008 to 2023, and his debut was on March the 14th, 2008. He got the IBF. Well, that's all the titles they got listed. 36 years of age. They got him. This is a southpaw, even though we know he a switch hitter. 5'8", 74-inch arm reach, and his birthplace is Omaha, Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? He got like 3,415 followers on this box rec here. But my point and what I'm trying to make is, this is my point. This might be a checkmate. This might get some old heads. This might get some young people. It might get some Bud Only fans, draws in a tizzy. But I want you to understand, this is not a personal shot or blow. This is like where I take what you say without all the politics and all the derogatory thing. I take what you say and then I put it up to the light because I do my homework before I render judgment. Now, I told you that interview was on what? November of 2020. That was in November of 2020. So in November of 2020, and I gotta make sure, let me see. I gotta see what date that was, what specific date that was that video was. But to make my point, because I believe this was before the Sean Porter fight. But to make my point, on November of 2020, he fought Kell Brook. In November of 2021, he fought Sean Porter. On December the 10th of 2022, he fought David Avanesian. And then we all know the infamous night of 7/29, when all the stars aligned and he got off in arrows behind. That's when that's what brings us to my conclusion here on this point. And I would love for somebody to correct me. Now, if November of 2020, he said that I have not fought the greats or people that would necessarily make me get in the Hall of Fame or the big names. I have not done that. If that happened in November of 2020, and since then, in November of 2020, he fought Kell Brook. A year later, in the same November, he fought Sean Porter. December the 10th of the next year, 2022, he fought David Avanesian. And then on 7/29, he fought Earl Spence. I'm trying to ask, okay, well, if you out of your own admission and out of your own mouth said that you never fought the pound for pound greats, or you never had your Hagler versus Hearns, or you never had that. If you said that in November of 2020, and you only have Kell Brook, Sean Porter, David Avanesian, and Earl Spence, why are you upset when people are asking you to fight other people? Why are Bud fans upset when you're asking him to fight other people? Somebody let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let me know. I'm putting a link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting a link in the chat. So let me know, man. Like, I want somebody to actually tell me what's going on, man. Tell me if what's the problem in that. What's the problem in what I'm asking for, what I'm saying, and why is it so outrageous? It's like, okay, so people don't respect your greatness. They acknowledge the accolade that you have because we know that it gets political and all that. But in November of 2020, you said you didn't fight the names. Then Kell Brooks, Sean Porter, Avenesian, and Earl. 4 fights later, especially if Earl was what everybody said he was. Like, everybody would say, oh man, Earl ain't been the same since the fights again. He ain't. That's what everybody be saying. I didn't give him that excuse. I didn't do it. I wasn't saying that. I was saying, no, Bud gonna get full credit for this. Earl ain't making no excuses. And just the other day, Earl came out and made an excuse. But that's too much of like a checkmate, though. I've been waiting. I'll be waiting for somebody to actually tell me what. I want to know. I want to know. This is a solution-oriented channel. That was November the 9th. That was November the 9th. That was 5 days before he fought Kell Brooks. So I don't even know. I don't know why anybody would come at me when I ask those kind of questions. It's like, your man said, you know what I'm saying? That's what your man said. He didn't have the names. He didn't have this. Why is it a Cardinals fan asking to fight Boots? Well, we asked the Canelo to fight Benavidez, but it's a Cardinals fan to ask Bud to fight Boots. But then if you get onto somebody like Devin, it's a Cardinals fan to ask Devin to fight Bud or Boots. But everybody was wanting Tank to fight Devin, Bud, who else? Everybody. So do it change from fighter to fighter? Do it change because you like that fighter? Do you keep it a buck? Is there any level of consistency in the thing that you say about your fighter? Like, you change, man, because that's why I love when conversations change. Like when people be talking about boxing, and then they might go from, because you can talk boxing. This is the ultimate checkmate. You can go from talking about Terence Crawford to talking about Devin Haney. If you can transition from talking about those two fighters in succession, you're going to trip up a whole lot of people. People going to start saying, why? Because they move goalposts. You know what I'm saying? We don't keep the same. We don't. It's not the same. Like, I recall it was a time before Errol Spence fought Ugas. Before Errol Spence fought Ugas, Bud only fans were online going ham. They were saying, "Oh man, you better fight Bud. You better fight Bud." They had no intention of fighting Ugas. They had no intention of fighting Ugas. They said, man, you better fight Bud. If it's not Bud, you better fight Boots. And you don't really want none from Ugas. That's what they were saying. They was like, you really don't want. So, let me think. I can't fight Bud because he ain't coming in. He wants it on his terms. He's not coming on in. He don't even know if he wants to fight or not. At that time, he was saying, man, that fight behind me, man. I'm done over. I don't need that fight. The welterweight division. It might mess with the welterweight division, but it ain't gonna mess up mine. That was his mindset. He went on Ogden Barak and said, man, I don't need. They said if you were offered that fight, would you ever take? He's like, man, I don't know. I don't even know if I would take it. Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he was carrying it. I don't know if it was a play to make Earl mad or what, but that was the mentality at that point in time, the way he was talking. You know what I'm saying? We got these revisionist historians out here actually talking about it, and they weren't even following along with what was going on. They weren't even like talking about the whole situation, and now they have such strong opinions about it, speaking so assuredly of it. But my friend, on November the 9th, 2020, he said, I haven't fought the greats. I haven't fought the big names. I don't have that on my resume. That's the only thing that I'm missing. He went on to fight Kell Brook. He almost got forced into a purse bid with Sean Porter. He left Earl at the altar to go fight David Avanesian. Then he finally came on in and they actually got the fight with Earl. That was it after he made those statements in that interview on Relentless with Andre Ward. It's on wax. So I don't know why we're gonna start rewriting history and acting like this, and then like I heard somebody the other day doing a whole sob story. It was like the smallest violin in the world. Like, oh man, like I remember when, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they wouldn't let him play in any other PVC reindeer. I'm like, what are you talking about? You knew all the welterweights were. They were over at PVC. You decided to stay over there with Bob. And then you sued Bob for not being able to get you to fight. And when you left, you dropped the mic and said, hey, yeah, Bob wasn't able to get me to fight. Then now all those revisionist historians came out after that. Oh man, yeah, see man, I'm glad he did that with Bob. Okay, well, that's when I think Earl was the first one to say #blame Bob. A minute before that, he said call Al. The same thing Tank was telling DHP, the manager and trainer. The same thing he was telling, hey, call Al. That's all Earl was saying. Then they did a little thing where he's like, look, I'll call myself because he can get with Al right then and there. But like, that's all he was saying. But when Bud dropped the mic and said, I'm leaving Bob because he wasn't able to get me the big fights and all that. So how did it become Earl's fault? But I see this, I heard this, and see, if you were a casual, forgive me, if you were a casual and because somebody's personality resonate with you and they got some other people that are there all the time, all around saying some things, and you have the comfort of being in the community, sometimes there ain't no safety in those numbers. There ain't no safety in numbers. Because what if what if it's all these numbers and everybody's bringing cornbread and everybody's bringing, y'all having a big potluck. Everybody bringing cornbread and collard greens and ribs and chicken and there's all kind of cakes and pies and apple pies, but then the wrong person brings the Kool-Aid. The wrong person bring the Kool-Aid. What will happen to the numbers? We have some historical references as to what happened when you find yourself drinking the Kool-Aid, my friend. So if you're a casual, don't let them play, because just like Bob Arum said, he said, boxing fans are like rocks. You can throw them wherever you want them to land and they'll stay there. I think content creators have learned that as well. They'll toss you over there. They'll get you all enraged, and you built up in the community because you like this person, and they're funny in the comment section, and they're this and this and that. Meanwhile, you're not doing no homework or no research for yourself. You're just letting somebody just eat and then spit it at you, and then you just take it and run with it. You don't qualify it. Like I keep saying, y'all microwave, you research. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no microwave in the research. If you wasn't around, like, yeah, you can go back and look at the dates and time, but if you were not around, you can't really speak on the climate at the time with such surety, like you really know what you're talking about, because you don't know what you're talking about. But to checkmate all of those things, because, you know, we are a solution-oriented, education-oriented channel in which we're trying to actually get people to be thought-provoking, common sense, practicality, like things that we use in life, you know what I'm saying, so that we don't end up in the cage or in the grave. That's what we try to do. I use the boxer's own words. That way, you know, that's the checkmate too. When somebody, oh man, there you go. You always hating on such and such. You always got you hit them with what the boxer said at the date and time and what they said it. And if you can explain what was going on at the date and time when the boxer said it, it's a checkmate. You can't get on no pity party with somebody sitting up there trying to tell you that, oh man, Danny Garcia did him wrong and Sean Porter did him wrong. And none of them guys, they didn't want to let him play in any reindeer games. And you sit there and you believe that. Well, who was playing any reindeer games that wasn't living on the North Pole? And we all know that cross-promotional fights, they only happen when the money makes sense. That's when you don't hear no problem from two promoters. When the money make all the sense in the world, you don't hear them going back and forth. The only time you hear promoters beefing and they going back and forth is where there's a potential fight with somebody over here versus somebody over here, and those numbers ain't jiving, especially for what both fighters are typically used to getting. That's the only time you get friction. You know what I'm saying? But you get a lot of people that are they don't juice their noodle. They'll just have you running around, you know what I'm saying? Just regurgitating and being an echo chamber for somebody else doing their dirty work. You know what I'm saying? Like the plants, when that seed gets spread, like hey, let them seeds germinate. You just out there spraying off. You don't even know what you're carrying. You know what I'm saying? You just out there just doing your good Lord's work, whoever that is that you praise and worship. Me, I'm gonna actually challenge you. I'm gonna ask you to think like I think. Like even in school, any class, any kind of training, if I don't get it, I'm gonna ask, okay, why are we doing it like this? Okay, cool. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for us? Okay, well, how do we get the solution? All right, questions. The minute somebody don't want you to ask questions and they shut you down, they start saying, oh, why you always? That's because they don't know. They're trying to bamboozle you. It's get rich quick. It's a get rich quick scheme. You know what I'm saying? Most things in life that come real fast are not good for you. It's a wealth principle. Some things take time. You go ahead and try to cook a bowl of grits in like a minute and 30 seconds if you want to. See how that's going to turn out. You try to bake a cake in 12 minutes and see how that's going to turn. Some things, the real good things that take time and preparation, the right ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Nobody jumping up and down and stomping on the floor. And a good chef to serve that good hot fire. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the Bud OnlyFans, man, y'all need to get y'all drawers out of y'all butt. You know what I'm saying? Like get the drawers out of your butt. And you need to really like consider the fact that if I say it as a fact to say, all right, who has Terence Bud Crawford ever fought that I really wanted in the fight? The answer to my question, I would say it was Sean Porter and it was Errol Spence. Those are the two fighters that he fought that I really want. Now, after that interview that I played, it was Kell Brook, but nobody wanted to they didn't even give Errol Spence, even though it's so crazy because that's who he won the belt from, they didn't even give Errol Spence any credit for winning that belt off of Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Citing Triple G eye damage. You know what I'm saying? But then Bud get all the credit for him. But that's just like the same thing that's going on with Ryan and Tank and whoever Ryan fight versus whoever Mario Barrios fight now, or Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight now. They're going to get full credit for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I like to point out these things. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the simplest checkmates. It's like, okay, well, if on November the 9th of 2020, you said you didn't fight the greats, you don't have the names, you don't have anybody on your resume that would say, all right, you Hall of Fame worthy. Yes, you were able to accomplish undisputed 2 times, just like Devin Haney was able to accomplish undisputed. You know what I'm saying? But we all know there's a lot of politics in them belts. And a lot of time when you go ahead and you collect them all, people was literally taking the crap on Jermell Charlo on his route for undisputed, saying, oh man, look at that competition. Look at 54. When 54 was one of the most populous divisions out there to wear on any given night. You can go out there and one of them 54s to get with you if you ain't got your head on straight and there ain't no clear level of difference in skill. But they were just crapping on his undisputed. He had some lumps in the road on his way to undisputed. We all know that it takes just more than skill to actually get undisputed. You know that, right? If you don't understand that politics also come into play when it comes down to undisputed, you would have to look at Beterbiev and Bivol right now and why they haven't already fought. Politics. But when certain conversations come up, we never want to use those politics. Those politics are conducive to the argument. It's just like everybody want to come up and say, oh man, who you gonna fight, man? Who you gonna fight this one, man? When you gonna fight somebody? I was like, who do you want him to fight? Well, he need to fight this person. Well, that person's over, he signed over there. Oh man, I just know, man, we just ready. It's like, no, man, the frustration is with not being able to see the fights. Your frustration is that you can't say that he's the man, you know what I'm saying, and have control over who he fights. You're frustrated with the wrong people. You know how many people are like fans of the fighter that you like? They might be fans of their op, and they're frustrated with you for some stuff you can't even control. Some stuff sometimes the fighters can't even control. You think Bivol or Beterbiev could control not having undisputed? They can't control it. So promotion and whoever you do your business dealings with, that dictates your money. Those belts is the leverage that you have. How you get them and who you go through to get them, that matters. That matters. That matters. You can't go in there and be like, oh man, I just want to fight somebody. I want to fight somebody. It's just been a long time. He just not fighting nobody. He just not been who you wanted to fight. I wanted to fight Devin. But Devin going everywhere but over the people, holler at people. He don't need to do that. He can go over there. Okay, so you want somebody with a top dollar product that's been running and doing everything they need to do in-house, that's going to develop their commodity into being able to be a hot demand, a high value item. You know what I'm saying? You done raise the stock up to this level only to take, like what Earl did, only to take all of that and go and let somebody whip out half or a chunk, and that don't make good business sense. But some people understand it when it happened to Earl, but they don't understand it with a potential fight with a Devin or something like that. So we pick and choose when we really want to use business. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, even with Subriel Matias, they said with Devin, oh man, come on, man. Like, name 5 people on this resume that Devin couldn't beat. And I was like, come on, man, don't play that game, man. Like, stop all of the tap dancery. You know what I'm saying? Just run right through the bush, man. Like, that's just to say you scared or that's not a good fight or he might end your career or hurt something or something like that. Just like Gary Antoine, he might. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, man, Gary Antoine and Subriel, they might have to see each other. They might just have to ultimately just see each other, man. I got some content coming out on that fight right there because I think that's the fight to make. Ain't no excuses. I tried to say, well, shoot, since nobody at 140 want no smoke with Matias, You know, I see that Richardson, Hitchens, and Catterall decide to go their separate ways. You know, so they're not going to be fighting to get a title eliminator to get to Matias, which I don't understand. Matias is my guy. I mean, Richardson, Hitchens is one of my guys, and I'm like, man, I just don't understand why you would get out of line. And I don't know, man. To me, those kind of moves, man, when people really understand, like business-wise, what just happened, me personally, I try to always look at the next move before I critique that move, because you really can't critique that move. You can critique that move in that time. Like what happened with Frank Martin. I can critique that move that Frank Martin did when he didn't take that fight with Shakur. I say that's a duck. That was a duck. And Frank is one of my guys too. Solid dude, man. Good dude, can fight his tail off. Southpaw, got power, go upstairs, downstairs, do hellacious body work. Nice feet. You know what I'm saying? Change levels real good. Good defense. Got some explosive power. I say all of that to say, not taking that fight was not good, and I consider that a duck. And that was for a title shot. And I think looking in hindsight, looking at how Shakur fought in that fight, you know what I'm saying? But at that point, at that juncture, I say that that's a duck. At that point in that juncture, only thing that would say for me, that would say, you know what? Okay, even though I consider that maneuver in itself in a bubble, that's a duck, if the next fight was a big name like a Tank or a Zepeda. For me, either a Tank as that big fight or whatever with Tank. He finally getting his bite at the apple with Tank. Either that or fight with a Zepeda for a belt, or a Loma for a belt, or a Cruz for a belt. Maybe even an Isaac Cruz. But if it ain't for a belt, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't agree. So I can't judge that move, but so much. Like right now, I put that move, that Shakur, when that didn't go down, I put that in my book as a duck. But I got to look at his next move to truly evaluate that move. And that's what I be trying to tell people when it comes to boxing talk. A lot of times you be so quick to just, oh man, he's this and he's that. And it's like, you can't do that until you see the next move. Once you see that next move, you can say, yeah. Like when you saw Eddie Hearn go over there and he grabbed Regis and he grabbed Richardson Hitchens. Richardson Hitchens, man, the more and more I look at that, man, Richardson Hitchens been vocal about Devin Haney for a while now. Like he been telling the truth about Devin Haney for a while now. He been saying the real deal, like he been insinuating that he want that smoke. And I said, dang, man, I was like, man, Matchroom's, next big star, you know what I'm saying? Because he had, he was over there not active as he wanted to be on TMT, even though he did get some good fights. He had he had Arhennis Menace over there. He had got Malik Iceman Hawkins. He fought him over there. He had some notable fights over there, but he wasn't fighting his actor. I'm thinking, man, oh man, Eddie might have seen Richardson Hitchens and be like, oh man, you talking like that about Devin? Well, if I bring you over here on my team, you know what I'm saying, I never give you an opportunity, a la Andre and Canelo and Andre and Triple G being all on the same label and not ever getting a bite at the apple. Are we witnessing that with Richardson Hitchens? Because I don't know who's advising what. I don't know what. I'm trying not to jump to any conclusions. I haven't heard any noise or no music, or haven't got any revelation on that. But me getting out of that line, not fighting Catterall, because Catterall in itself is a name, and that's for an eliminator. You'd already put in this work with all these other names. You already lost the Montana Love fight. Why would you turn down a shot at the title eliminator? The only thing that can actually, make that all look better is if your next move is somehow they pop out and be like, oh man, him and Devin came to terms. They're going to do it this. It's going to be in-house. They're going to get the numbers up, and they're going to come up with the same kind of promotion they did with Regis and try to spark them numbers up somehow. Maybe do it in New York or something. Somewhere, I don't know. Because we got to get those little numbers and the big numbers. You know what I'm saying? We got to help them get them little numbers up to big numbers, man. We got to help them get it up. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it, man. Conversations change, man, and we all have affinity for certain fighters. I think I'm coming more and more out of my shell with it. You know what I'm saying? I normally try to be kind of like courteous and try to like make it not so harsh, but it's like at the end of the day, man, boxers don't really care what we say about them. They only care when we're praising and worshiping them. But they don't really care at the end of the day what we say about them. You know what I'm saying? I've always been telling the truth about it. I've always been coming straight down the middle. I've made wrong predictions. I've judged certain fighters as in styles and thinking that it was going to go, and I was wrong, which it happens all the time. I do that, but like for the most part, that's why I keep all of my videos up. It's only been 2 videos because they was about other creators that I took down out of respect. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be a bigger man. I'm gonna take them down. You know what I'm saying? I apologized to one of them. I said, hey man, I just felt that way. Not that what I was saying in the video was not true. Not at all. It was just more of the courtesy of saying, you know what, man, I respect you a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take that down. Otherwise, I don't have any regrets. None. So, I mean, I think, man, I don't think that it's too far-fetched to ask, you know what I'm saying, Bud to pass the torch to Duran or give him an opportunity. Have your Mayweather Canelo moment. And I don't think that it's too much to ask Canelo to give David Benavidez his passing of the torch moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's too far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm hearing more and more people. This is how you know who an only fan or what an only fan about. I'm hearing more and more people telling you excuses as to why the fight can't happen. I'm not talking about when it's logical and 2 people want to work. Like, I think, like, I heard one time I heard Bob say that T.O. and Tank. I heard it. I did a video about it. It's in Bob's words. He said it a minute ago, but he said that T.O. and Tank on a pay-per-view fight was a deal. So whenever that fight pops up, my antennas go, like my antennas are like, you know what I'm saying? They're circling because I'm like, I know that fight now, when you come out and you hear a promoter like that, say something like that, and he said, oh, that'll be good, this will be that, it gives you hope for it. When you don't hear those kind of things and you start saying, well, why he won't fight him? Why he won't? It's just like, you just want to take your frustration out on people online, man. You mad at the wrong folks, man. We don't make the fight. I think we use our voices wrong sometimes. You know, I think we use our voices wrong sometimes to push and promote some of the wrong things. And it ultimately is bankrupting the sport because everybody's like, oh, man, who? And it's like, man, it always amazes me when I see people get all hostility like that. And they use the same thing that they be hating on everybody else for doing. They turn around and use those same excuses. And they say it the same way. You know what I'm saying? That's that do as unto others as you want them to do unto you. But we actually do or perpetrate what others have done to us onto other people. We're a microcosm of society. And as fans, you know how they say, mom come in, dad come in, yell at mom yell at the kid kick the dog kick the cat spit in the fishbowl. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just rolled downhill. That's how it goes. And that's what we tend to do, you know what I'm saying? That's why I try to put fresh water back in, try to be a solution-oriented channel. You know what I'm saying? To come up with ideas and creativity and maybe get some people to start thinking logically. You know what I'm saying? I think we would get a lot better. It ain't like we're going to be around singing Kumbaya because people are still going to try to come and they're going to try to microwave research and they're going to try to, pull things out their tail and they're going to try to flim-flam you or they're going to use the power in numbers where they have 5 or 6 people saying the same thing. And because those 5 or 6 people said the very same thing, those 5 or 6 people are going to make you the 7th person. That's wrong. Because affiliation, man. You got to think for yourself. And you got to challenge everything. Think for yourself and child. That's one of the biggest things they done to us, man. They took away our ability to critical think. That's why when everybody say, "Oh man, don't worry about it, I got it all figured out," that make me want to like make sure that you do got it all figured out even more. You know what I'm saying? I've always been one of them ones that's just want to ask. I got avoided. I avoided scamming, getting scammed before. And Ponzi scheme, it was a real big one, man. I was in the meeting. I was asking too many questions. I was asking too many questions. Anytime somebody come to you and they tell you, "Oh man, look, man, hold all your questions to that. I'm gonna do this." It's like they don't have it all together, man. They're scamming you, man. You know what I'm saying? But I figure I'll come out here, man, and make myself available. I always give the invite for smoke, man, but smoke never coming. You know what I'm saying? Smoke never coming, man. Just be a whole lot of, even though the subliminal talk been dying down lately, I haven't really been seeing anything. I hadn't caught a lot of subs lately. You know what I'm saying? It's just been straight talking, up and up, and some crazy opinions, man. I think the AJ and Wilder conversation is like, it's still one of the most toxic conversations, because I think a lot of people have invested in these fights, and just the conversation gets toxic, man. People don't want to keep it 100. They don't want to look at facts. You know, I'm not gonna get into that. I'll say that statement for an actual video, because I know that video that I'm gonna do is gonna actually take a lot of heat. But what do you think about it, man? Like, would it be a Cardinal sin to ask Bud to fight Boots as a passing the torch opportunity? Some people saying he don't got to do nothing. He don't have to do anything else. My thing is, this fans is out here advocating, saying that he don't got to do anything else. And I'm asking you as a fan, when has he fought anybody that you specifically wanted him to fight? You know what I'm saying? Anybody, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look. Let's see what's going on over here. Man, I couldn't get one person to come in, man. I said we burner account friendly. You know what I'm saying? You could use your burner. You know what I'm saying? You come get that work. Or you just want to be all in my comment section. You want to be in my comment section, you know, tongue wrestling and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's why I have these. I don't want to be as predictable as everybody else who got their set time and they locked in and all that, but I like being I like shaking it up, man. I like being spontaneous sometimes. And I just like being able to be free to, when I want to go live, I can go live. But I just like refining my product, man. If you haven't subscribed, man, just hit the subscribe button, man. Like, you know, subscribe to the channel. You know, hit the like button. I always say, man, look, I'm not right about everything. My only thing is to challenge. Like, that's the whole scheme of what I be saying. I don't take things for face value. I do that body work. Like I don't just take what people say. I gotta put it up to the light. Now, if I've been listening to you for a long time, like, oh yeah, he right. I could pretty much I trust him. But some things I still don't take. I don't take anything. Like I gotta go look it up. You know what I'm saying? My doctor could tell me something. I'm gonna go look it up. So I always say that this is the alternative to opinion-based content. This is fact-based content. Actually, I told you what your man said on November the 9th, 5 days before he fought Kell Brook. This then we got a Sean Porter, David Avenesian, and Errol Spence. Why should we be embarrassed or hating or whatever you want to call it when we ask Bud to fight Boots? I know there's been a lot of Tim Tszyu fans are coming out the woodwork lately, man, boy. Man, a lot of Jamel Charlo fans became Tim Tszyu fans, man. It's like, I don't like, man, like, we're all, like, you've been rocking with Tim Tszyu like that. I mean, we knew his father. We knew he was up and coming, but, man, like, that version of Tony Harrison that he got when Tony Harrison went over there, that wasn't a concentrated, focused Tony Harrison, man. We know that Tony Harrison suffered a huge loss in his family. You know what I'm saying? I give him a reprieve because he lost a huge loss in his family. But, you know, what he did with Brian Mendoza, yeah, that was cool. I don't know about the game plan about Brian Mendoza. And that's the funny thing about boxing. But he'll be talking like that to have you think, oh, man, he just hate Tim Tszyu. Like, no, I actually like Tim Tszyu. He's a very, man, I like Tim Tszyu. I like the personality he brings. I like the energy he brings. I like how he's straight shooting. He's like, look. It's no more to talk about. Like, we're going to fight tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show him. I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to make him look like this. He's a straight shooter, but he's a very personable guy. So I'm not, when I say, oh, man, that wasn't the best Tony Harrison, you know what I'm saying? And when I say I question Brian Mendoza's game plan, that takes nothing away from Tim Tszyu. Nothing. Tim Tszyu is a good up-and-coming fighter. We know he's going to bring that smoke. We know that he's actually fighting for more than money because he got that legacy and that family name. And those are the guys we know that you got to look out for. But to say that it was a world beater and he beat all these guys and this, like, that didn't happen yet. That didn't happen yet. It's crazy because in life, we want everybody to work so hard for a lot of things before we give them, but we get online and we just so freely give. We so freely just acquiesce. We so freely follow and freely get led anywhere where people want you to go, man, because they might be a little charismatic. It might make you laugh a little bit. Get back to doing what you be doing in real life, which is questioning and double checking everything. You know what I'm saying? Put it on the scale. Wear it on the scale. Hold it up to the light. Put a rule up to it. Get the circumference of it. You should know the length, the breadth, the depth, the capacity. It's buoyancy. It's mass. Like all the dimensions of it. When you do that, you can speak more thoroughly and like everybody can get on the same sheet of music. But right now, we just got you learn one thing or somebody say one thing, you don't qualify that. Next thing you know, it's 1,000 people running around saying the same thing. And I'm hearing that a lot of grown people can't even have a conversation with each other because they don't know how to stick to one point, prove a point. They don't know how to agree to disagree. You gotta know how to do all of that. You know, but I'm seeing a lot of people, man, they just want to they really just want to sit around and circle jerk. Or they want to, because they don't like, or they know that it's popular to just take us on this fighter. They want to come over there and take all their frustrations out on you as a fan of that fighter, instead of the powers that be who can actually make that fight. That's the thing, man. I see a lot of people, man, they have wonderful interviews and wonderful access to all these people, man, but I swear they don't use their resources right. I swear. But like I said, man, gonna show you how to do this, son. I'm coming. I've been experiencing a lot of growth. I've been experiencing a lot of growth here lately, and I appreciate it. Some of my JDL boxing, Gary Books, Joey Baez, Murderopolis, Koki, Abimelech, Uga, Jose Rodriguez, Rodney James, PR Boxing, Mr. P. Mr. P, that's a hard name. Mr. P. Victor Cruz, Mr. 16 and Samuel Emmanuel. Just a lot of growth here lately, man. A lot of growth, man. You know what the secret is, man. Like, and I do this like with other people that I see like that start their channels and they're growing, man. I'll reach out and try to support you, man. I might not agree with nothing you say, but I'll reach out and support you, man, because sometimes you need that little nudge, that little, that little, hey, man, you go ahead, you cooking, or you need that to keep you going, man, keep you occupied, because a lot of people, man, they get off into something and they'll have something going good, but because they're microwave, they're running around stealing and regurgitating, they don't last long. Just settle in, take your time, and just keep taking one step at a time and keep staying active and active and active. And what I told myself is, I said, man, I'm going to talk to the people about the things and in a way that I would want somebody to be talking to me. The minute I start doing that, because I'm talking to the people that I'm talking the way that I want people to talk and educate me, speak about the sport to me. What I would want to come back from somebody. Once I started doing that, I started seeing a bump in the numbers. I started seeing consistency. I started seeing growth. It started snowballing because I'm talking to my target market. And that's why I'll tell somebody, hey, man, this might not be the channel for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might not be. I might have turned away some people, but it is what it is. I say this might not be the channel for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't harp on like negativity here. Like, we'll get, you can get your issue with whatever it is you want, but at the same time, we don't harp on no negativity. We'll get heated, we'll get passionate. And that's the other thing. A lot of people will try to like control and corral you as far as being, oh man, why are you talking so? Why are you getting so? That's getting you away from the point, trying to get you all distracted and saying that there's something wrong with you for having emotions. There ain't nothing wrong with you for having emotions. You shouldn't go around being emotional, but you got emotions for a reason. Anyway, man, I thought somebody might come on here and tell me something, man. Somebody might come on here and try to tell me, man, are we going to see a passing of the torch? Why not? I got a lot of big things going on, man. I got a piece about Frank Sanchez that I've been, trying to put together for a little while now. And I just really wanted to see how everything was going to line up with the next fights in the heavyweight, because the heavyweight division is back, man. The heavyweight division is back, man. When it comes really, since a lot of the heavyweights are kind of like across the pond, I mean, we got some good ones over here, but like a lot of the names are across the pond. It's a dude named Hatman. The Hatman Strikes Back, man. He's one of the best channels that I like as far as that, like mainly for the heavyweights and all things across the pond. I listen to him, man. He got a fine channel, man. No, I have no affiliation. He's just a channel that I like to listen to when it comes to the heavyweights and what's going on across the pond. It's only a few heavyweights that I actually rock with that I would actually be on par with actually making content about. Like, I really wanted to see that. I wanted to see that Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder back win. I used to want to see that one. You know what I'm saying? I used to want to see that fight. I don't know what would happen, but my dark horse, the guy that's just like Jaron Ennis, another Sasquatch foot, is Frank Sanchez, man. Frank Sanchez, man. The Cuban Flash, Frank Sanchez. Yeah, man. Ain't nobody saying his name, running up on his door and ringing his doorbell. No, sir. No, sir. He's like, I think Jared, only person above him in all. One of the ones that I rock with, the one that I'm really tuning, the only one that's above him in all of the sanctioned bodies, except the one that he's not in, and that's Jared Anderson. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people question what's going on with Jared because of the statements, because of some of the moves. You know, out of respect for him, I didn't talk about it, the personal issues and all that, but tremendous talent, man. Still a couple flies in the ointment, but at the level where he at and what he's able to do, a big force to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? I think that him and I think Ajagba, I like Ajagba too. I think that he's developing very nicely, man. He's developing very nicely, man. There's a couple more wrinkles. He added a couple more wrinkles, and he become a little bit more like, instead of thinking about it, he's more like, it becomes a little bit more instinctive, man. That dude is very dangerous, man. He's already very, very dangerous, but he knock out a couple more little wrinkles, man. A couple little more wrinkles, man, and he's gonna be somebody that they're gonna be like, no, I'll get the next one. You know what I'm saying? I'll get the next. I'll catch the next one. You know what I'm saying? You good? You know, like Catterall and Hitchison said to Matthias, no, man, I'll get the next one. I hope that man taking that fight. That disappointed me, man. That hurt my heart, man. Gary Antoine, man, like, are you, man, not like Gary Antoine is the only hope I think we got left, man. You know, they saying Barbosa won it. You know, I got to do my homework and see if Barbosa really want that. You know, I mean, that's what they're saying. You know, I respect Barbosa. I'm probably gonna go back and watch some more of his fights. I'm gonna go back and watch some more, do some more breakdown on Barbosa. I like what I saw. I know that he's developed his resume. He got some names on the resume and all that. I just want to see, at this point in time, now that he got one under his belt, you know, what he's going to do in the next fight. You know, because boxing is all about timing, man. It's all about timing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can do something real fast. But the only thing that really can beat that is timing. You know, it's when you do things, man. How and when you do things, and when you come about doing things, man, it means everything, you know. So I wanna make sure that he stays active. You know, I want to see what happens with Richardson, Hitchens, and Catterall. I want to see if Devin Haney revisit this stuff that's going on with Sabrina Matias. Salute to Aaron Jones. Whoa. What's up, Aaron Jones, man? Good to see you, man. Happy 2024, man. It's crazy out here, man. I'm just trying to figure out, man. Aaron Jones, I said that if Bud came out on November the 9th of 2020 and he said, Aaron Jones said, "Saying to you, brother." Yeah, so Aaron, I said if Bud came out on I never catch you live. Yeah, I know. But look, tell me this, man. I got the link out there too, but I don't know if you got time, if you up. But look. if Bud said on November the 9th of 2020 that I never had the names, the big names, or the marquee names, the pound for pound names, the like basically the Hagler, the Hearns, all that. He said I haven't had that up to this point, but when I do, that's what's going to catapult me to the greatness. Well, after that, he fought. That was 5 days before he fought Kell Brook. Then he went on to fight Sean Porter, which almost forced a purse bid. They got that done in the late night hour. Like they got that done like early. They got that done at the last minute. And Sean Porter really didn't want to fight him. And we know what happened with that Sean Porter with his father threw in the towel. He did that interview on Broadway Joel. What up, champ?
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Good to see you, man. What you been up
to?
Right? That's my man, Aaron Jones, man. He one of my day one people, man.
Yeah, man, he just working. Yeah, man.
Getting out the way.
Yeah, that's the best way to be these days. But what you were saying though?
I was saying like, because there's a lot of like right now, everybody trying to figure out what Bud gonna do.
Right.
They making it seem like it's a cardinal sin to ask that man to fight Boots. You know, and I'm like, I don't see what's wrong with it because I be doing the math because everybody be saying they won't put no respect on him. I was like, man, look, we give him respect for being double undisputed, but for me personally, it's only been 2 people that he fought that I wanted him to fight. Outside of that, he just really been doing whatever he wanted.
Right.
So I said, if he said back in November 2020 in that interview with Andre Ward, Ruthless, if he said I never had the names, the great names to put me to that, and after that, all we got was that version of Kell Brook, messed up Sean Porter, and the David Avenesian, and then Earl. Like why is it a cardinal sin to ask him to fight somebody that we want him to fight? Like without people taking it personal.
Right.
That's it, bro.
You know why? You know what they is. They only with the Bud only fans, man. It's like, and it's like it's like this with a couple boxes. Like you can't. Once they get that one win, one belt, or one thing that the whole boxing world, give them praise for, they get watermelon.
Yeah.
And just and me and my girl, we was just talking about this. Like, I'm not lying. We was just talking about this. How the boxers, once they get that win or whatever, Lord recognition, then they start trying to jump and go around these celebrities, and it's becoming like boxers is like fans too. Like they fans of the limelight, of the spotlight. So once they get that and they start hanging around these other people, like, man, you can't tell them who to fight, when to fight. None of that. They don't want to hear none of that because at this point, Bud feel like he already good, man. Like, I think he was bluffing before when he was talking about all that. Like, oh, I don't need Earl, or I need that one fight. Nah, man, he got what he wanted, which was what Earl got, which was what Devin want, that Tank got. They want that, that it's weird, man. It's like they don't want to fight the fight. They want to fight the
yeah,
be a celebrity or something.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like now that that Devin done won, he beat Regis. It's like now it's like, well, what do you need to fight Matias for? Name 5 people in his resume that Devin can't beat. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, why y'all start acting all weird? Like
they waiting. That's why with Bud it's kind of different because he can claim all that,
Yeah, he can.
Devin, they reach for anything. Anytime you do something and it don't meet their what they want to reach. Like the Breezes fight was trash, but not the fight itself. Like but the event was trash.
Yeah.
So they gonna use that. Oh yeah, we did this and all of this. We did that. The whole time, like they just it's bigger than boxing. But they ain't gonna let nobody know because they supposed to be legacy. Like Bud, all the way up until Earl, before Earl, it was all legacy. I got the belt. I don't fight for this. I don't fight for that. That's what the PBC do. They fight for the money. He get on a PBC and he got a fat ass check. You don't hear none of that belt shit no more. I ain't hear him say the fact that he was undisputed. Well, they won't say that regardless. But they don't really, show off his accolades no more because he got that check, man.
They said that man said I'm about to walk away because y'all don't appreciate my greatness. I'm like,
bro,
what you want to do, man? What you want to? We're not putting on no knee pads, dog. You can cancel it.
Get on the knees, bro. That's what they be wanting.
But look, let me get you, cause man, you be on it, man. You be on it with this Devin stuff. But let me get on this, cause I don't know how long you got. But listen, remember when Tank went up? Remember when Tank went and got Barrios? When he went up and he fought Barrios, and he came back down. You remember how much flack Tank caught when they were saying, "Oh man, well if you gonna go up there, man, you gotta fight the top dog. You got this Regis, this George Taylor, this like." But so now, now that Devin went to 40 and he did his thing with Regis, it's okay for him to go up there and get Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? He can go get Keith Thurman or Barrios or Ryan, who wasn't good for Tank when Tank fought him. But it ain't no obligation or no commitment. It's a cardinal sin to ask him to fight Boots or Bud, and they at 47.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. At this point, I'm really starting to think that Devin Haney fans, not the real hardcore boxing. I'm talking about his fan base in general. I think I don't mean to like sound offensive, right? It might be like not retarded, but like a little bit something like that. Like, and I'm like, man, dead ass serious. Ain't no way, bro. Like, all right, it's boxing. I get it, the promotion and all that, but at some point, they say anything, bro. They say literally, they'll say anything, and the way they say it lets you know that people gonna believe it. Cause, come on, man.
And
Barrios. Barrios, man.
But look, man, and then you got this niche mark of people, man. I've been listening to this shit for so long. You got this niche mark of people. They always go right to the edge, and right when somebody really want to kill it and stamp what it really is, they'll play the devil's advocate. Like, oh no, man, no, he can really fight. It's like, man, no, man, because he be out there with it in the mess hall with his chest out, and then they back off. I'm like, nah, that's that politics stuff that y'all doing, where you don't want to completely offend. It's like saying that Wilder didn't want to jump rope or nothing. Like, people so scared to say that the man didn't want to run and jump rope and hit pads.
I know who you talking about.
But they right when they get to the edge, they play that game. I'm like, see, that's what I don't like about you. You know what I'm saying? Because you play that game when you could really, you know what I'm saying? You can make a real influence because, you play that game. I've never been good at politics, man. I'm just one of the one where I'm just gonna get. I might not get there that fast, man. I'm gonna get there, but I'm just not gonna do stuff like that because I don't have to change.
Man, that's what I was just saying. Like, me and my girl was talking about that too. She be saying me watching certain shit, like, cause I watch it on YouTube on TV. She be like, I noticed something about and I'm like, why they be scared to say not that who they're a fan of, but who they fuck with. And this is a female saying this. She was like, why do they be scared to say she was like we was talking about Ted, like Ocho Cinco. Cause he
Yeah.
keep talking about, I love all these guys, man. I love them. I'm like, no, but you don't say that in football.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't say that. This was my girl was saying that. She was like, they don't say that in football, basketball, because that you can't say you love both teams. You fucking with one team when you watching football. Like, it might not be your home team, but when you looking at a game, you'll look at a game and don't fuck with both teams. You be like, oh, I like how this player play and all that. I want that team to win. You feel me?
Yeah.
But in boxing, it's like they be so scared to say who they fuck with. Like, bro, somebody's gonna have to lose.
They got to.
Devin Haney, and the person that I think you're talking about, man, he be trying to do that with Bud and his fans. They don't buy none of that shit. They tell him straight up. He be trying to jump on there with Boots too. They tell him straight up too, like, man, you don't go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clear as day, man. They'd be like, man, that's that, and then get mad at you, like, cause it's like it's the same thing with like the AJ and Wilder thing. It's like you might not like AJ.
Exactly.
You might not like AJ, but you gotta recognize what he's been doing and what the result was. The name of the game was you win your fight, we fight next. How you gonna be mad at this man and saying he hating and was conspiring when you didn't do what you was supposed to do? That don't.
They ain't look bad too. I ain't gonna lie.
And it looked bad, like, and they don't want to admit, like, what I said, and that. But you see, that's why I love what I do on this thing, because I got videos back when saying, look, man, it wasn't right for him to fight a sparring partner like that. It wasn't right to have over 100 rounds and fight Hellenius, and then y'all like, but then y'all crying about the pay-per-view numbers. And then when he don't fight for 2 years and then he come back, y'all want to be like, oh, he gonna do this. It's like, that's not realistic. No other fighter get a pass like that.
Nope. Especially coming off that layoff. And bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, say what you want, don't furry fighters put that shit out with him, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't usually say that because I hate when people like, oh, he's done. Like, no. Them furry fights, I ain't gonna lie, them furry fights took that out of him, man. Cause they don't. It's like I was fucking with Wilder when he was knocking shit out. I don't want to see no fucking I don't want to see no boxing from him. Like, nigga, you can't box, bro.
And being aggressive.
Yeah, you gotta be real with him. Like, he can't box. That's not what he's doing. He was knocking boxers out. That's what he need to get back to. Knock him out. Don't try to jab. No, man.
You out there fencing.
Oh, yeah.
And then they didn't want to keep it a buck on Malik Scott either. I said, how you inherit the hardest puncher in history and you got this man trying to be Muhammad Ali? This man is not Muhammad Ali, bro.
They be saying that like, didn't he knock him out? But it's like, man, that's another thing that goes wrong with it. Like, the whole thing with his fan base, the YouTubers and all that. Like, bro, they tried to shit on Floyd Mayweather was saying what he was saying, but Floyd was keeping it real, man. He was like, man, you're not gonna beat him. trying to, cause that's what he was trying to do. He tried to put on a weight, listening to whoever. I don't know who he be listening to. Like, he don't got no type of. It's like you got Al Hammond, but fuck, still got that other manager that he messed with. I'm like, bro, this boxing stuff.
But you know how it is with that one person. You ain't gonna be able to, when your britches get too big. Like, people wasn't gonna tell Antonio Brown, hey man, you gotta run around the football field 2 more times.
That's the thing. Yup. They ain't gonna tell him. They ain't gonna tell him nothing either. Cause they riding away. But you see what they doing now. They gotta lie and stuff about Devin. Cause Wilder, he ain't their horse no more. You feel me?
Yeah.
Oh, what? You can still see me?
It's dark, but it don't matter. I know you doing your thing, man.
You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, like, yeah, what I was saying. Oh, yeah, wow, like, that's what they gotta do now. They gotta lie and stuff about Devin, like, overly lie, though. Because, Wilder not that person no more like that. They know that. And it's sad it's gotta be like that. Because Devin is a good fighter. Like, I ain't saying bullshit. He is a good fighter, but, bro, you don't need all them. You don't need what Tank got, basically.
Yeah.
You don't need that because you're not from that demographic of fan base. Like, and it's cool to be like, it's cool to, not be like that because I think people will fuck with him more.
Yeah, if he was just real, like if real recognize real, like if just because you from the burbs or you was good with a silver spoon, like you can still be cool if you representing who you are. It's the minute you trying to be what you don't, then people are looking at you like that ain't who you are, bro. But the other thing they'll do, this the other thing they'll do. You notice how they'll just pick and choose when they want to shit on Floyd. They'll just shit on Floyd to kind of. It's almost like a bat signal to let everybody know that look, man, I could take a jab at Floyd too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that ain't cool because like most of the time when they do it, it's like Floyd. What you blaming him for?
He don't got nothing to do with it, bro.
He don't got nothing. He's just a scapegoat. But they'll do that like that. I don't know. Because they do it with Canelo. They do it with a lot of people, man. They won't say what's real about. I'll give you another example. This Alicia Baumgartner stuff.
Oh yeah. That's
between her and Shields, like they'll say, "Oh man, it seemed like Shields trying to duck her," and I'm not. Shields did some stuff outside. I respect her inside the ring. I say she's especially since I seen what happened with Shadeja. But they want her to drop down to 47 to fight Alicia off of this PED stuff. And I'm like, y'all don't even sound like who is she to call the shot? Like but because she fine, they don't even talk about the adverse finding, but they killed Conor Ben. I'm like, well, do we talk about Conor or just because she a female? They do that because they don't want to offend whoever.
Yeah. And the thing about Alicia Baumgartner, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't know what she been doing, but she kind of getting her little buzzed up. I don't know how somebody doing that up the PEDs, but she definitely like getting her name out there. Now I be saying on a bunch of different stuff. I be like, she actually doing a good job of, like, probably better than Carissa Shields, because Carissa Shields, she should be bigger than what she is, man. I don't know what's up with her.
I mean, I think she could be a victim of some of that too. That the big britches. It's like once you become and somebody on the radar that might be a threat. It's like, well, who are you to say,
right?
But it's like if your numbers is right, people, it's a sad truth. But if your numbers got it going on like that, and you can dictate, you got the right to be able to do it. That's why Canelo get away with what he doing because he bring the money. He bring the bag. Jake Paul, he bring the money. He bring the bag. He could do when you got that, you can kind of do, but when you ain't got that, man, it's like you can't really do that, man.
Yeah, because like I don't know what Bud thing is, but Bud don't got that. He I ain't gonna lie, he good. He real good with saying anything because he got that type of fan base that'll believe anything you say. He really got people thinking he's in control of this fight the whole time. And people that's Earl Spence fans. You get what I'm saying? People that's Earl Spence fans. They kind of like gone with it just to go with it. Just because they don't want to see the fight no more. Or they jump ship. Because last time I checked, they had a signed contract, bro. Like, okay, he won the first one. Like, Earl still is in control, bro. He don't want to fight he gonna tell everybody he don't want to fight him. If he gonna fight somebody else, he gonna tell him he gonna fight somebody else. All this shit he keep going on Twitter and all that, man, he not in control enough. That's to make people, just like what Devin doing, his son. It's like what his son do. Say anything for the sake of their fan base, because they gonna believe. Because Devin can say anything, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's some powerful stuff. I don't know what it is, but if I can say anything and people believe, like, I must be some type of god or something.
Yeah, they say attention is the new drug, man.
Yeah, I gotta be a god, too. That man really came out and said, I'm going down. There'll be no more champions at 135 this year. I'm going to be the only champion this year. Fought one fight and dip.
What you think about that Bill stuff? Like when him and when Bernard bumped him, because everybody try to say Bernard was wrong, and I'm like,
oh my god, I ain't gonna lie, it's something. I comment on somebody. I comment on Why Some Sport. They was talking about it. I'm like, bro, it seems like Bill was the only person nobody can't say nothing about, and it's like they don't see him talking about nobody, none of that. Or it's just that they don't care.
Yeah,
I don't think they care for real. It's like anything, and it's another thing. Anything that's not Tank, they good with, in my opinion. Anything. Yeah. So they gonna gravitate toward anything. You could say it with, bro, it only could be one super. History proves it ain't gonna be 5 superstars, big bosses. It ain't gonna be 4. It's gonna be a couple. It ain't gonna be a whole division. Somebody gotta be the one. You feel me? It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of Floyd Mayweather. That's impossible, bro. Tank is that one. And like, you can't say nothing about it. You can't try to inject Devin Haney right there. Like, he had his chance way back when. He ain't had to go somewhere else. He could have stayed with Floyd and fuck with Floyd, but they wanted to, taste the bag. But when they seen how they was promoting Tank, using Tank demographic, not using Floyd Mayweather's demographic. Mm-hmm. They was using Tank from where? The hood. So where they had him fight? Did they have him fighting in Mexico?
Yeah.
They ain't have him go down there at 16, and they ain't have all that.
Yeah, Tank ain't have that.
Yeah, they saying, oh, this nigga, he from this certain area. Shit, we can go to this city and that city and tap different hoods. That's what they was doing. That it's like, cause top rank and all that, they can't do shit like that. They can't go to the hood and motor fight. Shakur fought in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's different because Tank is touching. Shakur, okay, he's from New York or whatever, but to me, he not like really thorough or like. I mean, Tank not either. Like, people believe Tank is, but he not really like thorough either. Like, he thorough, but like Tank cool. Like, he a quiet nigga, like that type. Like, be around the way.
Yeah.
But Shakur, he gives off like he's from, but not really outside type. Now he's getting the recognition because Tank brought that recognition to boxing. Now you got all the rappers. Like I said, people when Devin Haney fought Lomachenko, I seen Boosie and all people that celebrities. It was like, oh, what they say? They said, oh yeah, I fuck with Devin. Like, I really fuck. I like him, but I thought he lost. That's what they was saying.
Yeah,
they was hating. That's hate. That's not hate, is it?
That's not hate.
That's not hate, bro. And that's not Tank fans, they clearly saying, "Oh, I fuck," and that's what all of them was saying. I seen a whole bunch of celebrities saying that. Like, I fuck with Devin, man, but you lost that, bro. And I'm like, damn. See what happened when Tank set out? They did that on purpose. I hope you know that. They had Tank set out to let the rest of the lightweights and the so-called big names fight. See what happened with Shakur. You see what happened with Devin. Back to back.
Yeah. I don't know what place you think. What place where you think Shakur is at after that last performance, and what fight would you be okay with Tank going forward?
I think Shakur, I ain't gonna lie, like to me, Shakur, he let Devin Haney and dick him out his spot. In my opinion. For all that friend shit they keep talking about. He let him trick him out his spot. But mind you, Shakur been there for a minute. You feel me? He been at top rank for a minute. So how couldn't Devin Haney just come and snatch all his pathway up? Because that's the reason he said he was moving to 135 because of Devin Haney was up there. He peeped the game before it was already, starting to play out. Because Bob Brown, I don't think he wanna push Shakur to be like a star like Shakur wanna be. In my opinion, he ain't give him undisputed at 130. He said he could, like, that's the thing I like about Bob. I ain't gonna lie. He'll tell you. He was like, "Oh no, we not going for undisputed." Straight up, he said that. I'm like, damn. Then at 135, oh, we control the money, so we don't need Tank Davis. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. He could say stuff like this though. Ain't nobody gonna push back. And as far as Tank, I wish he fight Devin Haney. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you care whether it's at 135 or 140 or what?
Oh, I think, me personally, and you know this, I'm pretty sure you know this. Like, he'll move up, but Tank is the A side. He probably don't want to go up there. I don't think he's looking for no advantages. Last time I checked, it was the 4 Kings at 135. It's either you fight him at 135, which everybody in history did, whether it was Floyd going up or going down to fight somebody, Pacquiao going down to fight somebody. Bro, you 26. What the fuck? You acting like you in your 30s, like Earl and them. Like, oh yeah, that's another thing, yo. I had to tell somebody. That whole weight, he weight drained and all that. That's a fucking lie, man. I don't think he killing himself. I think he making. Yeah, cause back, and this is another thing. You just forget. Back when Floyd said they won't be fighting each other, you know why he said that? Because Devin Haney himself, this was like 2020, 2019, one of them. Devin Haney said, "You more fighting." This was before Linares. I think, it was before Linares. Probably doing it before something like that. 3 more fights. I'm moving to 140. This was around the same time, like right before he fought any of them fights. So,
yeah,
what that's telling me that he already planned on moving. He just needed that buzz off of Tank name.
Yeah, I knew it because he'd been saying they had been pulling that. They had that in their back pocket for the longest time. They kept saying, "Man, I'm moving to 40. It's getting hard to make the." It's like, well, go ahead and do it anyway.
Exactly.
Go ahead and do it. But the time wasn't right. The timing wasn't right.
Yeah, and then they knew what they were going to do the whole time. Just like with Bud. Bud knew the way out Earl Spence. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's what his plan. That's what he said when they first met each other. He was like, what they gonna say when I beat you? You been up here too long. You been at 147 too long. Man, he was waiting that man out. And Earl, man, last like man, he felt for that. He another person that like, bro, I would have said fuck blood, man. I'm the fucking A side, bro. Don't let me get no A. I don't get like that's why people scared to fuck with Floyd, because you know Floyd carry that A side to the heart. They hate that. I be hating the Chief sometimes, like he wants to fight, but I kind of understand where you're coming from, because that boxing stuff, it's tricky. You give up your A side and look at Earl. A side don't got nothing to do with the fight. It's just the fact that he let him get advantages. See if it was even. If it was an even fight, that'd be different. He let that man get whole advantage, and that's what they want. Even though I think the fuck up Devin Haney regardless. Them advantages do mean something that he could come in that ring that big.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about his power, because like he had to do that to generate the power, you know, to try to look big and all that. I'm like, that means there's some smoke and mirrors going on somewhere. They know who fight in the fight, and that's their little shit, that little weight. Even though they cool and all that, like cool about it, they play it off real good. When President of the belt, when he said it, he was trying. They were trying to like not cut him off, but like hurry up and move past it. Like that's their little. Because even Bread Man, you know the trainer, even Bread Man, he was like,
yeah,
fight not happening. He was like, that's fight not happening. Because he, mind you, he was fighting David Benavidez. You know, David Benavidez, even though that's one of my favorite fighters, you know, he do that too. He come in that bitch over the pound limit, rehydrated up. So he know, he was like, he know probably Tank that inside shit too. He was like, yeah, that fight not happening. Devin is moving up, because they already know this fight is all about advance. You get to that. Devin he not even bud, so he can't demand nothing. I don't know.
Then your boy, man, you was telling me, man, Ridges and Hitchens, man. Why he get out of line, man?
Oh,
why they don't want to do the eliminator for Matias, man? Like that was kind of embarrassing to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, so him and Ridges and Hitchens, they can do an eliminator.
Yeah, Ridges and Hitchens and Catterall, they was in negotiations to actually do the eliminator, and they decided to part ways to not make that fight to become the eliminator. I'm like, you basically got out of line, man.
Damn.
I was like, that's a big statement, bro.
I told you, I ain't gonna lie, like he is tough. He definitely is tough, but come on, bro. Somebody gotta fight that, man. Y'all making, I hate when they make certain boxes look dirty. Like, I know one thing, he ain't going Gary Antoine Russell way, Matias.
That's what I was gonna ask you, man.
Because I don't think nobody, he the real boogeyman.
That's what I'm about to do a video on that, man. I'm about to do a video on that.
I'm telling you, he just be humble. But yeah, Huggies that. Huggies. Yeah, like that's the crazy part about it. Like nobody talking about him. They ain't doing their job at all.
Everybody trying to say he got to get
Devin.
away.
They wanted to raise up Devin. Like, nah, bro, y'all better have that Gary Antoine. Devin ain't it. And what happened to that body work? What happened to if he's available? What
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like the dude didn't even say his name. I'm like, that's why I had to do that flashback Friday. It's like, hold on, I remember, man. The dude, man. Have you ever heard Devin? Have you ever not heard anything from Devin this long? Like, think about after the dude said Rolly was pussy and Devin the chicken and all this stuff. You ain't never heard these dudes this quiet. Never.
I meant to ask you that, bro. What happened to if he's available, man? That's what they said when they was calling out the Lord. Russell, the big brother want to holler at you.
You know who, if I was still watching, I ain't went back and watched, the biggest knee pad wearing, tonsil jewelry having, throat coat using, you know what I'm saying, DHP mascot in the world. If I was still watching, I would have to go over there and be like, what happened, man? What like you? But they man, they'll pivot so hard and they won't even address it, don't discuss it. Even when Wilder said that crazy stuff about the Twinkie and stuff, ain't nobody say nothing. I'm like, but y'all gonna get on my man about having a bag or his nails. But I'm like, what about the man, what he said about it? They do that though. They be running, man. I'm like, but y'all, that's why I could rock with you if at the end, when your mans did something, you be like, look, man, I don't agree. Like if my mans do something, I'm like, look, I don't agree with that. We don't wear no handbags, and we don't do our nail. We ain't checking for that. But you know what I'm saying, that ring and our support, they got it, but they can't do that.
Nope.
They can't do that, and that's why I lose so much respect. It's like you could be down, you could be loyal, but you ain't gonna like bamboozle me. And shit.
Out. Yeah,
like you got your hand in my pocket. It's like I would never take your wallet. It's like, why do you got your hand in my pocket then?
You definitely got your hand right in my pocket, brother. You trying to pull a fast one, like with some fake cut or something. Come on, bro. Y'all gotta call that man Devin Haney out because his head is getting too big, bro. He really believe the shit that his fans be saying. But so when he go on interviews, he be confused because it be so many lies. He could be confused about what to say, bro. What if somebody asks him like, "Oh yeah, so what about Gary Antoine Russell?" Minutes later, he don't have nothing to offer right now. I bet you.
Yep.
Nobody
we looking for the big fights, and at this time, he's not a champion. It's not really a big money fight. He don't really have anything to offer. It's like, yeah, but he do. It's called an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? And plus, it's a name on your resume. But they did the same thing to Regis. Now Regis, I had to do something on Regis, but it's some crazy stuff that happened with that Regis shit. You know what I'm saying? That fight that was just like, I'm looking like, really Regis, you know what I'm saying? But it's only a matter of time. But the dangers of them and having that whole community and all them people is once they get on his bad side, they want that same energy they use to overinflate you, or they gonna deflate you. It ain't gonna be nothing you can do, and they just gonna grab a hold of you, and it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, like a raid, you know what I'm saying, and they just gonna go at it. That's the perils of it. When they finally stop messing with him, they stop fucking with him, that's when he gonna really feel it. Right now, he enjoying the praises and all that because nobody want to keep it 100. Everybody want to be in the good graces and get the tickets and be able to come on for the interview and be able to call you on speed dial. But when they turn on his ass, you gonna be like, damn.
I'm gonna keep it real, 100 with your body work. They already turned on him one time. This was like right at the Wilder loss. they turned on before, but they kind of like reconciled and went even harder on Tank. You know, Trash and that they had to. But remember the time when he lost the belt? They took the belt from him. That
Yeah.
that that Reggie belt, the WC Reggie belt that they say Tank got. Oh, they say Tank yeah. He had the Reggie belt too, and they took it from him for saying that no white boy could beat me shit. And he apologized. He apologized. You know, gave one of them what they call it? One of them yeah, he apologized for it. They gave it back to him. All of them, you know, that little group. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you cut a jig, but. Yeah, what we gotta do for these bastards to stop cutting eggs? I still rock with that. You know the one that called everybody monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Deal. Well, you know they messed up with that. We had lives about it, really crying. And the beauty shop conversation, he went on a
Mm-hmm.
whole. Oh, my kids ever apologize for something they said. That I would do this, that, and the third. You know, they did all that. So it happened before. He must have you know how Bill is with the words. He must
Yeah.
have preached something to him, made him calm down.
I'm gonna tell you who been keeping it a buck lately though, Antonio Tarver, man.
Oh
He
yeah.
basically said, man, ain't no more soft touches, man. Ain't
Yeah,
no more soft touches, man. And
that was a soft touch. I ain't gonna lie, like I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting Devin to come in there like that, but I was
for that
glad.
lopsided, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, come on, Regis, because it's a dude I've been catching, man. His name, I be watching the shows or whatever. His name is Black Statue, Black Statue TV or something.
Yeah.
He be going in, and he caught Regis on there saying that boxing is fixed. Oh, scripted. I'm sorry. He said boxing is scripted.
Yeah, it is. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that drop was from. Ain't no way. I don't even think George Taylor dropped it, did he?
Scan coupon now. How
No.
many did you use?
And George Taylor dropped what's his name? Jose Ramirez, like what, two times?
Yep.
Yeah, that don't add up.
15.
Evan is people take the fan with that tweet he
Please
did.
wait.
He said all
Please
Floyd
follow
did
the
was talk.
instructions on the pin pad.
I had to do the heavy lifting and all that. Like that is true, cause I don't know who that is, but Evan, his career, it's looking like it's getting picked up. Moving nerve. Like his father, Bud. It was not his father.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. This what's gonna happen. He backed himself up against a wall now
He did.
because of the amount of money that they be claiming. Because a lot of that's been inflated. When I've been crunching these numbers, like I don't even think they was in the positive on this last fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they wasn't in the positive really because they didn't sell enough. But they backed themselves up to where the money that they're expecting to get versus the people that they're willing to fight ain't going to line up. So they're going to have to push themselves out in the ocean. And if those numbers ain't right, tanking them ain't going to be able to, like, they ain't going to touch them. It's like, all right, well, if you're going to do business with us, then look, we're going to come up with the deal, what it is, and then you're going to have to be with it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to trust us and be with it. You know what I'm saying? You can look over the whatever, we can agree, but it's going to be what we say, because you're not gonna bring the audience to add anything that's gonna contribute to your check. All you're doing is taking out of the pie that we already got when we could fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Want to happen.
yeah, like I wanted to happen. Like me, I don't really care, but like I'm not gonna spend a lot of time defending or arguing with people who don't understand that.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said his fans, they ruin his career today. And if he don't fight Tank right now and get that money over, dumb. Like, yeah, he dumb because bro, you gonna lose. You gonna lose. I ain't gonna lie. He's not pound for pound. He's not pound for pound. He go up to 147. It probably be against Barrios. If he try to fight Barrios, go up there. Man, Barrios is got power in both hands. You see he not scared to go up in there. I don't know why the people that fight Devin Haney do not like Regis big ass. Well, he ain't big, but come on, bro. He ain't do shit. I don't want to hear no jab, bro. Ain't no jab ever saved a boxer. You gotta have more than jabs. That's even saying one of them not elite. Cause when the fuck a jab win a fight, a top notch fight, bro? Never. No fucking jab never won no fight. Or a right hand. A jab and a right hand. No, bro. You talking about boxing? If that fight was what y'all said it was, that shit. That's why I did what it did.
That's like that year when the Panthers and the Broncos was Super Bowl, and Cam Newton like he was about to cry before they even walked on the field because they told his ass he ain't winning the Super Bowl that year, and they kept running the ball between the tackles, and it's like they got like the best defense. Denver had like one of the best front lines. Like, why do you keep running the ball right between the tackles? That's what Regis was doing. Like, why do you keep walking in like that? You ain't trying to go in behind no jab. You ain't using your feet.
Nothing.
You ain't ducking in, and you've always found a way to get inside and land yours. We know you couldn't stay out there on distance, so for you to fight that fight like that the whole time, we know Devin is good with his feet, but come on, bro. Like, you already knew your only chance really was to get in and make it ugly or land yours. You know what I'm saying? Throw him off his rhythm, and he didn't do that. He kept running through the tackles like Carolina. Running right up the guard butt like every time. Like, what are you doing?
Right, with big ass Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware right there. Come on, bro.
No adjustment, no. And you high caliber, like you know, you not. I mean, he was a top dog. He was a top dog. They tried to change the script on him after that loss, but Regis was a considerable guy, like from what he did. Like he went through the Super Six. He you know, if he fought at home, man, maybe he would have got that fight over Taylor. But he had a good, solid resume. He was tenured. So for him to fight that kind of fight, it raised a lot of eyebrows for me, man. I'm not gonna take away from Devin. Devin did what he was supposed to do, but it kind of looked phony to me, man.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. In my personal opinion, people might not agree with me, but I think Reed's duck Tank, man. In my humble opinion. You know, I pay attention to detail. I find it crazy how Regis get on a PBC pay-per-view, right? A pay-per-view, not no Matchroom, Euro bum. No, this is a pay-per-view on PBC. Tank first pay-per-view at that. Was it Tank first pay-per-view? I think so. But long story short, you know, Reason felt some type of way when Tank fought Barrios because he said I was supposed to be a him. Bop. But at the same time, you got him kind of going at, you know, doing the YouTube couch tape, going at Tank.
Yeah.
They gonna make that boy made up. Oh, now. All right, you saying all this. Why when you want to fight No, you
You
was for that fight. The last time I checked, last time, Leonard Ellis, who I never on
you getting choppy, eh? You getting choppy, Aaron.
Hold up. Hold up. I'm good now.
Yeah. What'd you say
Okay.
about Leonard Ellaby?
Yeah, Leonard Ellis, who's not a liar, and you know Floyd Mayweather, they said he don't make fights and shit. But Leonard Ellis said, "Oh yeah, Regis and Tank. Oh, Floyd love that fight. He would love to make that fight." Blah, blah, blah. He was saying all that. You ain't never heard Regis. Well, you kept hearing them try to say they ain't gonna make the fight. They ain't gonna make the fight, bro. You was just on PBC, and then you went all the way to what that is, Pro Bellum. You went to Pro Bellum and fought two bums. You fought Red Cat and another whoever the fuck that was. I'm like, bro, why do these boxers cheat themselves out? You fought Devin Haney for a couple more, couple more dollars probably just to make it look good for Haney, in my opinion. When you could afford Tank, Tank can fight anybody on pay-per-view. That's proven. And they get paid, bro. He fight anybody. You got Isaac Cruz not trying to lose again. They're trying to fight Tank.
Salute Gregory Pratt. Yo. Thanks for coming through, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying with that. But he would say the things because I started like kind of ignoring it because I'm like I know why you're saying it because it's I hate to say this, man, but it's cliche to just say you want to fight Tank, man. It's just because everybody wants you to say that, man.
Like, bro, is y'all gonna fight that little ass nigga or not, man? For real, he little as shit. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, he not gonna beat. I'm saying like, bro, y'all make yourself look bad because I'll be saying to myself like, damn, like y'all not trying to fight him. Oh no, y'all just want the clout he got going on, and that's kind of sad, bro. Because like we say we want these fights and stuff, but it don't be the people that we think that's not making a fight. Because how the fuck Isaac Cruz can get a fight with Tank? They be saying that, don't they? Well, yeah. Isaac Cruz ain't do pay-per-view number. Right. What is that saying? What y'all is making a case against y'all, because if he can do it, why the fuck y'all can't? Come on. Devin know who the fuck. Bro, you gotta call them. You can't make no fight over no internet. You see what he said? The Regis. Oh yeah, I just talked to Eddie Hearn about we was just talking about fighting. Bro, you called him up, right? Eddie Hearn not calling you. You called him up. That's your promoter, co-promoter, whatever the fuck you want to say. That's your man. Yeah, man, call up Al Heyman. Y'all been around him before. You been around Floyd. And that's another thing, like, come on, bro, we not dumb. We not dumb. You been around them.
That's like your god uncle or something like. But look, I seen something earlier today where it's an interview with I think it's Marcus Villegas or whatever. I think that's
Fight Hood.
Yeah, he was talking to Arnold Barbosa. And Arnold Barbosa basically said that him and Devin pretty much had a done deal. Like I already put it out there, but like this is why I say with them, if you wait long enough, the actual like I'll be on it real time. You know what I'm saying? But like they come back and they'll cinch it down, and that's when I'll do another video to lock it and cinch it down. But he basically came out and said that him and Devin had already came to an agreement. And then when T.O. found out, because Barbosa was saying he was mad at T.O. because he was like, man, you effed up my money. He was like, because basically what T.O. did was he trapped Devin. He already knew if I say I retire and I leave, Devin gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. I can go for that cookie jar where he caught his hand in the cookie jar. because he went to go get it with Arnold Barbosa, and Tio was like, "Nah, I'm coming back." That's when he rerouted. That's when he rerouted.
They really is doing that, yo.
They been doing that, bro. That's why.
Bro,
That's why I wasn't so much in defense of Shakur. I was more pointing out that y'all always do this. Shakur just happened to be the victim this time because all that stuff they did with Shakur glorified clout chase. They had no intentions. No intentions, man.
And Devin's so loose and so out of touch with all the lies that be going on. He posted his notes saying what he was going to do, trying to be inspirational. Oh yeah, this is what I said. Everything I said right here, I did it. Yeah, I ain't see Tank fight Tank at 135 or fight Shakur at 135. I ain't see nothing right there, unless he just wrote that just at that moment and try to say it was from, because you know he do a lot of that childish line stuff too. But you just put me on to something, man. I know about it, but I ain't really paying attention to it because, you know, I was watching another one of them more crazy YouTube channels and shit, and he pointed out that, how happy they was, and it kind of went over my head how happy they was when Tio lost to Kambosos.
Yeah,
they was happy. Like
they told Tio what to do.
Exactly, bro.
They were telling Tio what to do. They was giving. That's why I said, man, with that whole, because they'll bring out that, oh man, how you gonna go against your U.S. guy? And they try to bring that patriotism stuff. Hold on. And can anyone join the stream? Yeah. If you can jump on Darius salute. But like before that fight, Devin was feeding Kambosos everything that was going on with Tio. Oh man, he down bad in his marriage. He can't see his son. He can't do all this.
They said that man was smoking hookah.
Yeah, he at the hookah lounge. Yup. And that's why I said, okay, so we want to be patriotic now or later. You know what I'm saying? Because it was cool when he was doing that to give Kambosos the up. But they was ecstatic, man, because they knew they wasn't going to fight. They didn't want to listen, man. Their whole thing was a lie, brother. Like when they was in that tournament, they was in a tournament, and Tio and them, they all figured out that Loma was not going to fight the winner of that tournament they was in. Well, Teofimo and Senior, they pulled out, and they said, well, we got to get something that Loma want, just like any other champion. That whole will get a belt or make yourself. So that's why he got out to go fight Comey. He had to go fight this one fight, and then he was gonna go fight Comey to get that belt. Once he got that belt, that's when Loma was like, hey, welcome to my club. And that's when I'm gonna do it. Well, they stayed in that tournament with the premises to be able to ride out that clout chase of will Loma duck me. He really did. And then when the whole franchise stuff came about, Mauricio Suleiman said when it first was brought up, he said it was a period of 2 weeks where he could have petitioned to actually fight Loma. They waited. But when they made that decision and they gave him that belt, they went instead of them trying to go petition Loma, when they went and got that belt, they hauled ass and went down there and got that dude, I think it was a Puerto Rican dude named Santiago, so they can get a defense on that belt before they change their mind. Yeah, that's all facts, man. Like they never, all that stuff that they said was make believe, man. I've been following it the whole time.
Yeah, it was the fake Earl. Like everybody say this, like they try to take the Errol Spence route and say everybody ducked him. But the thing about Errol Spence, he was knocking niggas out, bro. He was like he was eliminating everybody that they could fight next. He was eliminating the excuses. What Devin Haney did, he just took the he ducked me, but I'm gonna fight this person. Yeah, he ducked me, but I'm gonna fight this Magomedov or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, he ducked me, but I'm gonna fight Gamboa. Same shit, man. Like they couldn't do that shit with Earl though, cause Earl, first of all, he beat the nigga that beat one of the people that was ducking him. Kell Brook, he went over there and knocked him out, so that made him look even more. That's what I'm saying about Earl, man. Like he disappointed me with that shit with Bud, man. Ain't no way.
He finally gave him the excuse though, man. He said, I don't know why he did that, man. I don't know why he gave him what they wanted, man. Because now you can't even have a decent boxing conversation. Like, oh, why he want to make it's like, man, it is what it is, man. He came out and said it.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is, man. Like, but they rather instead of move forward, you know, they want to get stuck on that point. And I'm like, man, we ain't gonna get nowhere like that. We ain't never gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see Bud fight nobody. Everybody's saying Tim Tszyu now. But what do you think about Earl?
He needed that one, bro.
He needed it, yeah.
At first he was doing it and he didn't care, but at the same time, you know, people was going to question him sooner or later. So once he got that one out of Earl, now he like, all right, cool. I could definitely do what the fuck I want now because I done got him out the way. He ain't fighting nobody, bro. And you could even tell by the way Earl was looking through that whole press conference, like, man, it ain't about these belts. He said it ain't about it. That's because he just watched Tank knock out Ryan for no belt at all and get the same amount of money, if not more. He just watched that shit. He was like, damn, what the fuck is I'm doing with this nigga, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This man don't got enough. This man bought me 600 pay-per-views. It ain't even crack. I thought it was, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was gonna at least crack like 800, something like that. Because, you know, Bud was going on his little tour before all that. But, like, damn. I can't say I feel bad for him because, bro, you gonna let that man in. Like, these YouTubers want Tank to let Devin in so bad, bro. Like, bro, I would rather go the Shakur route because at least Shakur trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
But he with the wrong promotion company. Like, he with the wrong people to do that with because they all about white over there, white or Mexican. You know, I fought with Mexicans too, but they about the demographic. Their demographic. They got demographics too. You can't have the shit Tank got if you ain't fucking with the shit Tank got. You feel me? You gotta go to that PBC, man, for a black fighter. I don't care. Cause it's like, okay, they're not a promotional company, but it's a platform where though you can grab any fan base, you can go to any fan base you want because you're not locked down. See, Top Rank, they got that European, well, mostly Mexican fan base. But
yeah,
Maelstrom, they got that European fan base. You're gonna be fighting European fighters. You're not gonna be fighting black fighters. Like, why they ain't get that Montana Love and Richardson His fight done?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you what Eddie doing, man. That man playing, that man grabbing people and playing keep away, man. He playing keep away like he did with Andre. He doing the same thing with Richardson. If Richardson Hitchens don't come up with that Devin Haney fight, or he don't get at least he might get Leon Paro next, and then but I don't know if that's gonna lead to a title shot after that. But if he don't get Devin, man, the whole time Devin over there. And that's the real reason why I think that the fight ain't happening, because they already know that they're really just like it's DHP Promotions, but they're not the main outfit. They're not the people with the money. And you're not gonna get somebody like, unless the people over at Matchroom talk with Al. It ain't no haps. It ain't no way it's going to go down, because they're not going to sit up there and let their best commodity and share what they built in that commodity anywhere else unless it makes sense. Yeah. And as long as they don't call, they can get away with, oh, he just don't want to fight me. I called him out. I've been chasing them. This biggest lie. I've been chasing them for 5 years. I've been chasing them for 4 years. It's like, man, it's a dark alley
Yeah, bro.
right out here behind my apartment. And there's one alley it got Devin in it, and the other alley right beside it got Tank in it. It's dark and you on arm. Which one of these alleys you sending your? Which one of these alleys you going down through? Stop playing.
Yeah, I'm definitely going down the Devin one. I like my chances. I like my chances. You feel me? He can fight. Don't get me wrong, but hey, man, I like my chances all day. I ain't gonna lie to you. And there ain't no slight. There ain't no slight at all. It's just facts, bro. And they know that. And me personally, I think, I personally think that Tank, he get him out of there. Ain't even no ifs, ands, or buts.
I just hope he don't. I hope they don't. Because he got a lot of stuff going on. First, it was his jail thing, and now the more time go by, because he's been real regular and he's gotten in shape, and he don't allow himself to get out of shape. I just hope that he keep his momentum going. Right now, I just want him to get a body and get back in there and get active, and then keep his spree going on. But I hope they don't knock him off his pivot or let him get like Adrian Broner, let him do something stupid and then trying to catch him. As long as he stay on point and stay active, I think he will be good, man. He just because he got free Coach Calvin. They got Coach Calvin out. He in limbo right now. It's just a lot of little things, man, that could really hurt a fighter that wasn't that strong or tough. He just gotta hang in there, man, and don't listen to the noise, man. Don't let them people, because they want what you got so bad, to make you think that what you got ain't what you got.
I say that, like, don't listen to it at all. Like, even with Coach Calvin, for like, even with Coach Calvin, like, he be trying to say what he should do next and all that. I'll be like, man, Tank is older. Dang, hold on. Yeah, I'm ready to move up for that one. Yeah,
But yeah, man, I'll be trying to go live. I don't want to be one of these guys that's stuck in a time block. But I felt like I needed to get the audience up more to go live and it count anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's mentioned.
Hey, just the boxing fan. What's going on?
Everything going on. So, what do you think about Terence Crawford versus Bud? Terence Crawford versus Boots? I mean,
I think it's a good fight. I think it'll be a passing of the torch.
you see, the thing about that fight though is that people want Terence Crawford to fight Boots, but I don't think he have to. I think he should, but I don't think he have to because nobody passed the torch to Bud.
Yeah, you can say that. But who you want Bud to fight?
Boots or the Spencer match or Timzu?
Okay. I can't really argue with it. I just think that I don't know how long you've been watching or whatever, but remember before Earl fought Ugas, people were saying it was Bud. They were like, man, if you don't fight Bud, you better fight Boots or Ugas, man. Don't forget Ugas, man. Ugas might fuck you up, blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of pressure for Earl to fight Boots if he didn't fight Bud or Ugas. He fought Ugas because that was the last strap. But it was a lot of pressure for him to fight Boots. Now that Earl is, going through his little thing, it ain't no pressure for Bud to fight Boots like it was when everybody was putting the pressure for Earl to fight Boots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the pressure different. I think it's more so like it's only Spanish fans that put in pressure on but to fight Boots. More like a revenge thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying he has to. I'm just saying that I
Mm.
pulled up this interview. I pulled up this interview, right? And I played it. I don't know if you was watching earlier.
Now it's on you.
All right, hold on. Look, listen to this. This is what I played. I got a question for you. Listen. Hold on. Let me get this music. Listen to this.
It's kind of hard to put me in the conversation with the all-time greats, being that they all had dancing partners. They all had all those top fighters that was fighting each other that would allow them to be great. I didn't beat some good fighters in my days, but at the same time, it wasn't no pound for pound against pound for pound. It wasn't no Hagler versus Hearn or no. Those fights are the fights that elevate you to being one of the greatest that there is. And I didn't have those big names to share the ring with.
Okay, so he said this. Hold on. Let me. This the question. He said this on November the 9th, 2020. 5 days later, he fought Kell Brook. So we know who Kell Brook was and what he was at the time. After that, he fought Sean Porter. He fought David Avanesian, and then he fought Errol Spence. I'm trying to say that because people say Earl wasn't this and that before the accident. Now that was his greatness. That was his dance partner. That's what put him there. That's what put him there. I'm asking this. If he said that on November 9th, 2020, and that's his resume since then, why can't we ask him to fight who we want him to fight in Boots?
Right.
That's true. I think with the fight, was a top 3 pound for pound guy. So I think that probably just the highest opponent he think he may have a fight. As now he just want the kind of a fight, highest payday because the thing about Boots was that can't people really know Boots. And if he beat him, will he get the full credit or
But think
will
about
people
it.
say
He ain't
that's a
getting no
high
credit
job?
for. Think about this though. He ain't getting no credit for Earl.
No.
They're not. I'm giving him credit. Like so, don't get it twisted. I
Mm.
give him credit. Like everybody's giving him credit for Earl. Earl got in the ring in whatever condition he got in. The thing is, my whole thing is this. Up until that point, Bud would always say, "Hey, look, I just putting whoever in front of me, man." When he walked away from Top Rank, he said Bob couldn't give me the big fights. He was getting all these people that was like either mandatories coming up or like people that like Amir Khan after he already got knocked out by Danny Garcia and Canelo Alvarez. Kell Brook after the broken eye by Triple G and Earl Spence. Sean Porter when he retired, and I got another clip I could play where his father Kenny Porter was on an interview with Broadway Joel. He said, man, why you ain't tell me about that fight?" He said, "Man, look," he said, "I would have tell you to buy that fight, but don't bet." And that's the night when he threw in the towel. So I'm like, you people take it personally when you think, because I don't attack. I call him the closer. I know what he's capable of. I know he's
Mm.
a bad man. But at the same time, the level of competition that he fought, self-admitted, I already locked it into the 9th of 2020 and who we fought after that. I say yes, Sean Porter and Errol Spence. Those are the two Hall of Fame. Well, Errol Spence probably ain't gonna be Hall of Fame. I don't know. It's up in the air depending on what he do. That's arguable. That's debatable. But those are two big marquee names that I give him. Outside of that, why is it always disrespectful to say, all right, well, if you said you didn't fight the big name, why is it you will get credit for Boots because that's just like Floyd when he fought Canelo, right? When if he
Yeah.
lost, it would have been all the way bad for him. You know. So
Mm,
my question is this. I think people get so excited to like point fingers and say, "Oh, you disrespecting and you always tearing down." It's like, nah, some of us are responsible boxing fans who acknowledge and admire Bud for what he's able to do in that ring. He's a bad man. But we also want to hold him to the same level of accountability. If we want Canelo to pass the torch to a David Benavidez, why is it a cardinal sin to ask Bud to pass the torch to Boots when Canelo has done more, way more names, way more? You see what I'm saying? So that's where I get
yeah.
confused. Like, why are we wrong for asking for that?
Now I would love to see him fight Boots though. That'd be a great fight. Just that I don't think Boots is ready for that. I think he's still wet behind the ears.
Boots
But
is
he
a
got a
grown
belt.
man.
He got a belt. I mean, he got to jump off the porch. He got what? Damn near 40 fights, don't he?
Um, Tutti, I think. Or 3-1.
And he ain't that
But like
young
the
either.
competition, I like who I think he's a good fighter though, but like who has he fought to prepare him from? I'd have loved to see Boots fight Keith Thurman to prepare him from Bud. But I don't think Thurman will fight him. But like who bought Boots a fight to see, you know, he could really beat Bud.
Yeah.
His
Who
best
you think
opponent
about?
is Villa.
What you think about him and Canelo?
Who Crawford and Canelo.
Yeah.
That's a money fight, but I don't know. I don't know if Bud could take Canelo power.
Right.
I think it. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, he's in control of his own career. I'm just thinking
Mm,
that, man, if we're gonna hold certain people accountable, man, I don't think. I think we gotta hold everybody accountable to a certain extent. Like, it's not a shame if I'm paying for all your pay. I'm paying for pay-per-views for you. I done support you. I done videos. I done told people. I done help promote you. It's not a cardinal sin for me to ask you to fight who I want without you feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm taking my ball and going home because you don't respect my greatness. It's not that, man. It's not that at all.
mm,
It's like it's just the same thing they say about Tank. They say, oh man, I want to see Tank. It's like I want to see that Ferrari get out there and get wide open and get, you know what I'm saying? It's like we want to see the same thing with all these guys. We want to see what they like. Because I have a rule: if you always had all the advantages in the fight, I don't know what you are yet. That's just me. If you always been, because I called it punching down. Like with
mm,
Wilder, he got benefit of always pretty much punching down. But when you face somebody that's bigger than you that can actually box better than you, what happened? That's what I'm saying. Like with most fighters, like if you always taller, longer, bigger size, more speed, and you have the activity where you've been fighting more often, you got all the advantages. I don't know
There ain't
what
no
you are.
answer for
We
that.
haven't seen you against somebody that had the advantages over you to see if you could, you know what I'm saying, change gears and do. You see what I'm saying?
mm. Yeah.
So
Who do you think win in Tank versus Devin?
with who?
Tank versus Devin.
Tank, man. Tank, Tank,
I
man.
could see that, but I may have to go with Devin.
Yeah, I just,
I
I've
think
been on it, man. I
mm,
kind of
I
got
think
back
if they
in,
fight
huh?
I think if they fight now, I think Devin will win because Devin been preparing for Tank. He fought two southpaws back to back, whereas who has Tank fought to prepare him for Devin? Ryan? Like, we fight to prepare him. So I
I'm gonna
think
tell you,
Tank should take the fight now. Fight like who prepare him for Devin. Yeah, fight like a boxer that moves.
I'm
What
gonna
if you
tell
do
you
that move up to 140 and fought Sergey Lipinets?
who?
Michael Rivera. Michael Rivera.
Oh yeah, yeah. But nah, but see, I don't
You will
Lipinets.
get
I
good
don't know
fights
what.
though for like
Listen, I don't know what version of Lipinets that was, but Lipinets is a
mm,
way better fighter than that. It looked like he underestimated this dude so
mm,
bad. but you can like Lipinets and Tank don't belong in the same conversation, man.
Not
Like
looking at with
Tank got some of the best feet in the game, and the difference is this. The difference. This is the difference. Devin will spend most of the fight trying to evade and avoid. And when you're dealing with somebody like that with that one punch knockout power upstairs or downstairs with either hand, that's a lot of mental pressure as well. We
Yep.
haven't seen we've seen what Lomachenko was able to do, and statistically, Lomachenko landed 124 punches to 110. Devin had the height and the reach over him as well. So height and reach don't really mean anything. And Devin don't use his jab against as much against the southpaw. He don't use it. So it's gonna be a whole different ball game, man. He got outlanded by Loma. Only thing that saved him was the 49-9 body shots landed, and that Loma took off in the 11th and 12th round. Had he popped Devin head back a couple times in the 11th and 12th, that fight might have looked different. The outcome. And look at and this is the test. Go back to the end of that fight and look at them before they make the announcement. Look at him. He had his head down, his eyes closed, like it was up for grabs. Like he didn't know what they was gonna say. But go back and look at the end of the fight. Don't do your homework. Don't ask me. Don't shoot me. Just go back and do your homework. But we're talking about Tank, somebody with devastating power. At one point in time, you know, he's gonna start touching them. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't seen Devin against anybody like that.
You see, thing about it, I don't think Devin is going to be as aggressive as he was at Loma versus Tank. You know about Tank's power is more so the reach. If Tank hit him, because Devin know what Tank power is like. So I think I see it more so as Devin jabbing, moving, and then I don't know if he could clinch him because just Tank hit him on the inside.
You don't want to be
But I see
inside.
Tank just make, I think I see Devin just make it like a boring fight per se, and he gets the decision.
Well, I can't see it because I know that at some point in time, the way he Tank fight, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I think that if it was as easy as everybody say it is, with Devin having all of the whatever, he would have took that shot. He would have said, all right, I'm gonna call out. I'm not gonna go back to the zone. I'm not gonna go to ESPN. I'm not gonna go to Top Rank. I'm gonna go straight over there to where the smoke is at. You know what I'm saying? So, if it ever happened, I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying, at this rate, because I think that they were successful in actually using his name to a certain extent. But you talking about going up to 47, so I want to see him fight Matias.
As number that said, who do you think comes out of top at 140? Who do you think comes out on top at 140?
I got to see Gary Russell with a title shot first. I got to see him get his hand on an opportunity at one of them belts. And I got to see, I think, man, for some reason, I think that the dude, Barroso is going to wind up fighting Matias out of all of them guys. I don't think that nobody's going to step up to the plate. I think Gary Antoine Russell would, but I don't know where he's at. I don't know, like, if when he plans on getting active again and coming back out, you know what I'm saying? I hope he would get a fight before he really do that. But I'm gonna be honest, you might not believe this, but when T.O. be talking that stuff, like when he's up for it and he wants to fight a big name and he get up for it, he got a shot. He got a shot when he hot. Like, he just got to be in a good space going into the fight, and I think he know that people that move their feet real well and that's real discipline. He got more problem. Like I think.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Hitchens would beat him. In my opinion, I think I think Hitchens would beat Tio in my opinion,
Matias.
but I think by no Hitchens could beat
Oh,
Tio by
yeah.
seeing Tio beating Matthias.
See, and that's how it go. That's see
Mm,
Hitchens and Devin kind of got the same style, but I that's how I see it. I think that Devin would probably be more of a challenge for uh Tio than Matias, but Matias could like Matias. I mean, with that, it could be after the third round, it could be over. Third, fourth round, it could be over. So you just
mm,
don't know. Like, and I learned something from watching Benavidez here recently that let me know that like what they do, like a lot of the things, like what kind of like how Matias and Benavidez is, they got two of the same similarities, and I think that that's their punch variety and how they use their tools. Like they got a skill that's two skills that's a lot alike. So I think that he stand a better chance against Matias, but I think that's still very, very like Matias might, if T.O. have a lapse in
question a
judgment,
bit too much.
yeah, yeah, gonna be too much.
Mm.
Yeah. But
We
so
got
okay,
the
who
Canelo versus
who you think,
Benavidez.
huh?
Mm. Nah, Canelo versus Benavidez. Now, who you think win that fight?
With who?
Canelo and Benavidez.
Oh, mm. I'm gonna say
I see,
Benavidez. I'm gonna say Benavidez.
I could see that, but I say Canelo because I don't think Benavidez, like, his defense have lapses and holes in it. So I could see Canelo countering him. But I don't know if he can knock him out, though.
Yeah, it's hard. I ain't saying it can't be done because I
Mm.
seen what Bivol was able to do. He kind of seemed like he just stayed reserved a little bit, but that's another fight that I'm asking for just to get it like to get the torch passing or to show that Canelo is still really that guy. I want that
Mm.
fight, but I was exhausted about talking about it because I think Canelo got a plan, and I'm not sure if it involved Benavidez, man. So I don't even know if it's worth talking about because
To be fair, what even Canelo is going to do, though? I think he might fight, like, Maul. Bring up Maul from 60. Is that or you gonna have Bivol versus Benavidez? Because who else he gonna fight?
but you don't think he gonna you don't have no belief in Maul though, huh?
With Maul Cohen versus Canelo?
Yeah, you got Canelo in that fight too, right?
Nah, I got Maul. Oh, I'm lying because I want Maul to win, but I don't think he ready for that as yet. He had tune up or something.
Mm. I don't know, man. We'll see, man. I kind of just now kind of laid up off of Canelo, man, because I
Mm.
seen that he ain't the only one out here that was moving funny. At least he got all those big names on his resume, and he do garner the bag. I just don't like that there's no accountability for him. It's
Yeah.
like he can just do whatever you want now. It's like, man, that's like when you get to a certain extent, it's like you should want to please the fans that pay for your fights. Once again, you should want to kind of
Mm.
not just be like, oh, take this, and I'm just gonna give you this, and you just live with it. It's like, no, you should want to give us what we want, if we paying for it. But with everybody else starting to move funny and pick and choose when it's about legacy and when it's about money, like who am I to give Canelo all this flack? Hey, do your thing, man. Keep getting your bag, and
Mm. But I think in Canelo is 33. That isn't necessarily that old. So I think I have a couple more years to fight. There's like, who is he gonna fight?
I think I don't know if I don't everybody be saying he would fight Baturbia, but I don't think he would fight Baturbia.
No, no.
He might give it a shot. I think if the politics can get out of the way and Bivol and Baturbiev can get it, he might be like, all right, this will be my last hoorah. Because once again, especially if he's going up there to contend with them for it, he wouldn't have nothing to lose other than getting another disputed on his way out the door. And if he lose, oh well, I tried to go up
Yeah,
there to 75 3 times, and it just wasn't for me that last 2 times. So I think
so
that's
you
what's
say,
fighting on Paul.
mm, so you said Beaver, Better Beaver's too big for him.
You got Bivol over Better Beef.
Mm, yeah,
Who you picking?
Beaver.
Yeah, I got Bivol too.
I think Beaver is more disciplined.
Yeah,
And you see, think
yeah,
about what the key and what Beaver did versus Canelo is that he didn't believe the hype. Whereas Jamel, he believed the hype. If Beaver had a believe in the hype of Canelo and his power and whatnot, I maintain that timid might have lost that fight. But I believe Bivol is not scared of Beterbiev, and I think he outbox him. He has that discipline.
yeah. Yeah, I think he just gotta Bivol just he gotta do what he always do. But I had seen before that Baturbia, if he can be outboxed. This is whether or not
Mm.
you can stay with that game plan. I think Bivol is disciplined enough to stay in the game plan. And ironically, I'm about to give your boy a compliment. Devin is kind of disciplined enough. He's the type that can be. Shakur is disciplined enough. Them guys are disciplined enough to stay with that same game plan the whole time, like to try to stay out. Like if you don't do nothing to make them make an adjustment, they're gonna stick with it. They can execute it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that's the thing. Bivol gonna have to be disciplined the whole time, the whole way through. But
Plus, I believe, I ain't gonna lie, I think Beterbiev probably on something. If he on PEDs, but he definitely took something. I mean, he's 39, and normally at that age, your testosterone level is supposed to drop. I believe he definitely took something.
I had said something in the community post. I took it down because I took it down after I posted it. But I found it odd. I found it odd as well. I found it odd myself that
Mm.
it's just weird, man. In this day and time, it's just weird, man. It's like I heard this one dude. You surprised? It's one guy. He's a very popular guy. He get a lot of interviews and stuff. He said, man, why don't they just let him juice, man? Just let him juice, man, because it's just starting to become. All right, you found it, but then you still let them fight. It's like, why
The
don't they?
Canelo, when he raised the levels for the Clembuda and thing.
I don't know what it was. Well, they said that they tested them, and the levels that they found after that weren't conducive to him actually taking something. Like it wasn't enough to warrant. But with Michael, like with the microdose and the little bit of information I know and what I've been looking at, because I don't like to. That's a touchy subject, man. Y'all don't like to accuse
Mm.
nobody. Now, if it come out and it's found, I can speak on it. But it's all kind of stuff out here now, man, that you can do, and it's just
That's why they said take that snack shit out of boxing, man. All that shit is microdosing.
yeah. Is he
Ain't gonna lie,
bothering?
though, while I'm about to get done dirty with his
Say that one more time, brother.
Wilder about to get done dirty versus Zhang.
Oh man, I'm glad you said it because I be saying I stay away from Wilder talk because people be thinking I'm hating, but man, that dude, man, he go over there mess with Zhang, man. That might, man, they might. What do he say? The ambulance better be ready. The medical, the medical better be ready because Zhang is gonna go upside his goddamn head, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like it's gonna be,
Hmm,
it's
you see
he
any
got,
heavyweights beating Zhang?
huh?
You see any heavyweights that could beat Zhang? In my opinion, I got Zhang beating both Fury and Usyk.
You think he can beat Fury?
I think Fury will be a toughest fight, but you see, it depends though, because Zhang's slow. But I
Well,
think the only person that could probably like beat Zhang is either Fury or Frank Sanchez.
Frank
So the
Sanchez.
boxing ability.
There you go. That's see, that's the dark horse. That's the guy that I said ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody running up on his door, ringing his doorbell, asking for no fight. I call him another Sasquatch foot, man. That dude. But I like a jogger. I like Jared Anderson as well. I just don't know where Jared Anderson is at right now and what he want to do.
Yeah.
I think that if he got dangerously focused, like man, he could take over. But you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, man, with boxing, man. And I think Sanchez is good. I like a jog, but I think he's developed. I think he got a couple wrinkles, but they
Good
keep letting that
stuff.
dude get fights under his belt.
Mm,
He's another force to be reckoned with that nobody talks about either.
yeah. What about
But
the Gabriel dude? Did you do beat Makhmudov?
oh yeah,
That's a very underrated win though.
he's a boxer. He's a real
Mm,
boxer, and that body work he do that like man, like the way
really.
he mixed that up, man. That was like a clinic, a real clinic. But
Mm,
Zhang, it's hard to judge Zhang because I think you got to be offensively gifted and you got to be active and accurate on offense to be able to even have a chance with Zhang. Because if you sit back and let him get in your range, he's gonna rock you to sleep and then drop you, man, with that left. I think.
yeah, it will take a boxer to beat him because Vukovic was outboxing him at some points in the fight. So I believe like I do like Frank Sanchez will also beat him down like Tyson Fury, target movement ability. I would
Um,
think Tyson Fury will be able to like bully Zhang because Zhang is what 288 pounds. Like he a big dude.
well, who did you have winning between Ngannou and Fury that day?
Mm. I wanna say Tyson Fury though.
You had him winning.
Yeah.
What was your reason as to why he won?
Oh no, who you think who I think won? Or who
Yeah,
you think I choose? Oh,
who do you think won the fight when Fury fought Ngannou? Who you thought won?
I think I mean that one.
Okay, it was politics. What about the boys in Usyk? Did the boys was
Oh
that
no, that wasn't a low blow though.
huh?
That
You,
wasn't a low blow.
that wasn't
Wasn't, yeah, wasn't.
okay. You sound like you sound pretty reasonable, just a boxing fan, man. You sound like a fair and impartial kind of guy, man. I must admit. But you
Yeah,
know,
what do you think about in a way? Like putting him above Bud? I don't think you can put him above Bud. I think he accomplished more than what Bud has done.
I didn't put him above Bud. The way I did it was I
Mm,
gave Bud got my fighter of the year, and Inoue got my champion of the year. And the reason why I put it like that is because look at what that fight did. Now it's like the fight with Earl put Bud on a status to where you can't even ask him to fight nobody. I mean, he done superseded Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Off of that fight. I can't take it away from a Monster, even though the what Monster did against the level of competition, like when we judge, because this is what I think people don't realize. It's not hating when you point out a fact. Like let me put it like this. Like when the Monster fought Stephen Fortune, we like aside from like acclamation and things like that, after the fight, we couldn't say anything was wrong with Fortune or it was anything like wrong to with Topalis. It was nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? It was a competitive fight. He figured out a way to stop both of them guys. And in 13 months, he got double undisputed. And this is his 5th weight class. So that you got to take that into consideration. He's not playing. You know, the kind of fighter that Bud is, like if I put Bud and Inoue in the ring and they was at the same and they was in the same weight class, I think Bud would be able to figure out something that would give Inoue problems. Even though
be able to time, man.
that would still be a dangerous fight for Bud because they would be in the same. I just think that he has exceptionally long arms. And he has certain moves that unless you really train and have somebody to be able to duplicate it, you ain't gonna be able to stop a certain moves he got. He got them down pat. He know when to pivot. Cause I see some Richards and Hitchens do some of. I see some of Richards and Hitchens in the moves he do. I see him doing it just like Bud. Like I see people. I'm starting to see boxers now in fights doing things that Bud do. Like because they study and I can see that they're doing it, you know. So, you know, but that's always a fantasy thing. So that's how I did it. I said that Inoue was the champion because of there was never no issue with promotion. There was never no real crazy stuff on social media about it. All the conversation around it was positive. They were good sports. It was cross promotional. It was a big bag. He hosted both of them guys. So as far as the champion, like the way Inoue moved as a champion, that's how I want all the champions. The way Bud fought in that ring against Spence, that's how I want all the fighters that perform to perform. And that's how I worded it. But I had to give it to Bud last year as far as the top dog. But Inoue, if somebody, because my old head, I got a segment according to my old head. We talk about Inoue. We do segments about, and that's his favorite. That's his favorite fighter. He said, "Can't a fighter out there beat him?" Like he don't believe that a fighter out there can beat him right now while he's in his prime. And I can't argue with him. He's been watching him. He's been studying him. He love Inoue, man. He put me on. Like I heard about him, but he put me on to him and got me to start watching. I said, man, this little dude is nice. So I give him all the respect, man. He's not a hype job at all.
True. I really see nobody at 26 that could really beat him.
You said what?
Yeah, I don't really see anybody at 26 that could really beat anyway. Because it have to be somebody that could time him and have enough power to hurt him. Because I don't think nobody can really outbox him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I saw something in the Fulton fight. To where I said if Fulton would have did that a little bit more, it would have caused problems. He was throwing his jab.
The body will. Oh, okay.
Oh no, he was throwing his jab, and he only did it for a little while, but he had a little bit of success, and then I think that's when Inoue made an adjustment. But he was using the timing. Now that's a gamble in a way, but he was really timing in a way. He was timing in a way. As soon as
Mm.
he gets started, like he one of them guys. As soon as he gets started, you got to stop him. Like, but you got to have impeccable timing, and you got to be able to do that for a fight, or you're gonna be in trouble.
Mm. Also, in Tapales fight, he was going to anyway body, and I said anyway, then like he was going to body.
Yeah,
But yeah, he kinda he stopped doing it though. To be fair, I'll give him anyway credit though, cause he was beating Tapales.
what do you think about Jesse Bam Rodriguez? That's my other little guy.
I think it's very good. Yeah, some long arms to the side. I
Hmm.
think I think who's his next opponent? I think he's moving up to I believe it's 115.
Yeah, he's
Estrada, I think.
yeah, yeah, he's that's. I think he's nice. I would like for him to stay. I like for him to stay inside his weight class and well stay
Mm,
to his weight class in between fights. That's the only thing. And I think with Sonny, I think he got touched a little bit more, and he can't do that taunting stuff that he was doing because you already know what happened when you get to taunting and getting too comfortable.
yeah,
People that got knocked out like that.
yeah.
Do you think your boy can beat Mario Barrios?
Your boots
No, Devin.
or Devin? Hmm. If you think about it, is that at 147, Barrett is a different fighter. You see, he's more healthy at the weight. But I think he could do it.
Pretty reasonable, man. He pretty reasonable. I'll give you that. But shoot, man, you got anything, man? You got what's you got anything, man? You could close us out. Hey, Aaron Jones, man. Thanks, man. That's my day. That's one of my day ones, man. Thanks for coming through. You got anything you want to say, man, before we close it out? I just was gonna come on here and just get that whole
Yeah.
this whole
Yeah,
legacy.
just one more thing.
Go ahead.
What do you think about Oshaki Foster?
I like Oshaki. I like Oshaki. I like when Oshaki. I kind of like it when he's I'm not saying over aggressive like pressing the whole time, but I like it when he's taking control and he's not reactive.
Mm.
I like when he's going to go. I kind of like when he's going to go get you and keeping pressure on you. But
You think um, he could become undisputed at 130 against Neverati? I think Joe Cordina will fight him. They say he won money fights, but who's a money fight for him to fight?
Navarrete,
Mm.
I think him and Navarrete is more competitive than Navarrete and Shakur, and I say that because Navarrete, see, if Oshaki plays that role where he's going to be reactive and not proactive, Navarrete is going to crank up the volume on him, man. And I don't think it'll make it look bad. And if he catch him, you know, I think that's more competitive anyway. But I still got him. I still think he can beat Navarrete. I think he can beat him, and I think if he went in there with the right game plan, it could look easy. But Navarrete's fighting style is going to make it. He's just a high volume puncher from all angles. He got some gorilla hands. Um,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that's just one of them styles make fights type thing, man. And I got to see what kind of game plan goes in there. But I like Oshaki, man. I like him when he's more aggressive. I
Yeah,
done
I
did.
think the key for Shaki to beat Navarrete is his volume, increase his volume. Like in the River fight, he wasn't even necessarily like increasing his volume. But in Hernandez fight, like at the back end of the fight, he might increase his volume. I think you have to start like that for Navarrete, but still be like more cautious.
What's that fight?
If he don't,
Who was
hmm?
that he fought over there in Saudi? That's one of my fights. That's the one where I said, yeah, I like when he
It
fought
was
over,
in Mexico. He
huh?
fought um he fought in Mexico, Eduardo Hernandez. If you think about this fight though, is that Rashaki was set up to lose his fight. This Rashaki was a free agent and Hernandez was with the zone. And Hernandez is Mexican and they went to Mexico, the judges was biased, the commentary was biased, the crowd, everything, the ring was small. This was set up for Hernandez to win this fight because it's his own fight and a fight in Mexico.
Yeah,
If
I saw
Oshaki did
that.
not knock him out, he would have lost a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. Yeah, I know that one. That was this last one. But I'm talking about the fight when he fought in was that was that Dubai? It was either Dubai or Saudi. I think it was like 3 fights ago. I think it was 3 fights ago. That's the fight. I forgot the dude's name, but that's the fight I like. That's how I
Uh,
wanted to fight. That way he fought when he was over there in Saudi, when he went over there across the pond. Not this mess, not that
oh,
style with Mexico, because he was flirting with them. Even though I had him winning, he was flirting with the way they scored, and because Buddy was so active, um,
mm.
he let it be too close than what it should have been, man. Like he can't afford to do that. But yeah,
Okay,
man.
well, thanks for having me on your stream, on your channel.
No problem, man. It was good, man. You sound like a reasonable guy, man. We need more fans like you that can listen and say your point and speak your point and not be emotional, man. I like that, man. So you welcome.
Mm,
You welcome to come on whenever you see me, and you know, shoot, just let me know.
yeah,
All right, man. Have a good one.
same to you.
All right, peace. Well, I think that was a good segment, man. I'm really trying to be reasonable, man, and I really don't like the fact that champions like Bud feel like fans don't respect and appreciate him, man. We do. You know what I'm saying? We do, but it's a line between respecting and appreciating what you do and also wanting to see you do what you do to who we want you to do what we want you to do to. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I know it's late. But I got respect for Bud, man. I got a lot of respect for Spence. I was glad that them brothers was able to make their bread. And now I just, the same expectations I have for someone like Canelo Alvarez to at least give David Benavidez an opportunity to pass that torch. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask Bud to pass the torch to Boots or give him that opportunity. If he green, he green. If he ready, not ready, whatever, that's not even your problem. But if that man easy work, he could be the cherry on top. If he is easy work, just show us, bro. Because I think I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If this was an MJ, because if we're gonna do this, because I think as far as MJ, I would have to say Floyd. Floyd would actually be the MJ of the sport. But let's just say, since this is the Terence Bud Crawford era, if Bud was MJ and Boots was Kobe, would MJ just gracefully bow out, or would they have to have that one? They would have to have that showdown where he actually let them know. Because I recall when AI crossed up Jordan, and Jordan still came back and was dropping buckets. It's like, yeah, you got me in that, but I came back and I dropped buckets. But that was the spirit of Mike. I hear a lot of people criticizing LeBron and saying this and that and how he wasn't taken away from his glory and whatever. and they say that Mike was the standard. Well, if Mike was the standard and Kobe was the standard, will MJ walk away from the game without ever going heads up with Kobe? Whatever way you answer that question is the answer to my question as to whether or not and why I feel like we should be able to get a Bud and a Boots. And since I know how to bracket that conversation, so because I'm talking about Bud and Boots, I'm gonna keep it about Bud and Boots. That has nothing to do with Bud and Spence because we know the rematch. But when we're looking at two fighters fighting and we get tunnel vision on them, why can't that happen? Why can't that happen? You know, there's a lot to think about. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to think about. And, you know, I appreciate everybody who showed up. My man Greg showed up. I see Darius showed up. Ms. Cookie showed up doing that body work. One of my day ones, Aaron Jones, you know what I'm saying? I think he is like my day one Aaron Jones, you know. He showed up and cooked with me and whatever, and we had a good time talking boxing, man. Anyways, update your notifications, you know, and chime in, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with everything that I say. You know, I kind of try to force people to think and use their mind and not be so cookie cutter and not go with the flow of everything and not having to ride everybody's jockstrap. We ain't got to get together and sing Kumbaya, but we all should be on the same agreement at the end of the day for the health and welfare of the fighters is seeing elite level fights and getting the best bang for our buck and being responsible when we talking about them because they get hit in the head for a living. Anyways, thanks for tuning in here with Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga? Right. Oh, okay. You want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.